And we're back. I mean, we haven't even done a show yet. This is great. I'm the number one pick. I pick us.
Thank you for joining us. If that confused you about the different feeds, that's all for editing.
Get it? It's drafty in here. You get it? Get it? Thank you. That one's so much louder than everything else. There you go. Just remember to do that because otherwise. All right, we're back. We are doing we're doing more show. Apparently, I'm not getting paid, but I'm still doing more show. I don't know how this works.
You are getting paid. Yeah. I promise you. No, that's
I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
Woohoo! What am I getting? How much? Tell me.
That's not.
These other losers aren't getting paid, right?
Yes, everyone.
I'm getting paid more though.
I just
right?
went on a political campaign. Everybody's getting paid.
Oh, chicken in every pot.
Less taxes. Build. You know what?
I'm getting more than them, right?
I'm not answering those.
Lexi's here. She's amazing. She's a great waitress, bartender, all the things. She does all the things. She's the best.
What is happening on social media? I thought the goal of tonight was that social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, it was not going to ruin what happened. We've got a spy. We've got a rat out here in the Twitter world that Shams, a.k.a. Shams, is trying to ruin the start of the draft for ESPN and all the other spots. Rumors floating around that
that's what he does, though.
Walker could be the number one pick here from Georgia.
That's what Kuiper says. Kuiper's last mock draft has Walker scraping up the old draft board, if you will, with a number one pick on the 2022 NFL draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars select Trayvon Walker, defensive end, Georgia. Who's the big fella? Jordan Davis? Is that what? Yeah. How did he went from like everyone needed to have him to now like every people named Georgia. My dearly departed mother is gonna get drafted before that guy. Like it's a whole thing. What are you doing? What are you checking?
I'm just leading over to Levack because I forgot to tell you I made these wonderful, very snazzy banners. Look at this. What does this one say?
Why do you smell like pepperoni and fear? It's like a weird mixture. Do you eat a lot of pepperoni?
I do not eat a lot.
Is that just like your Polish heritage coming through?
I made this amazing banner that said Jacksonville.
I'm trying to get canceled. I'm sorry.
Did I miss it?
I'm sorry. Bryce is very upset with me. I'm gonna need to stand on a table so I'm safe.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna hide in bumper cars.
Look how much I'm nailing this banner right now.
Bryce is short. He's shorter than we are.
Look what it says. It says Jacksonville
number one, Jacksonville on the clock.
I did that by myself. So.
Oh, so proud of you.
Scene there as I was leaning over to Levack too long.
John Danielle has a question.
Sure.
Where's Gozilla Media gonna on the TikTok? Welcome back. I love he says hi from the hideaway. Jamie's over there. I love that. Like John had to tell us he's at the hideaway. John, the fact that you TikTok, you're loaded. We know you're at the hideaway, but we love you and be safe, my brother.
I miss him. What are the Bears on the clock?
I miss him too, but my aim is getting better.
He doesn't spend as much time with us anymore. I miss that, man. He just stares at us. Come sit with us, man.
When did he ever do anything? Like the one time he was on the show was the only time he didn't sit. This is what John Danielle, our buddy, diehard Bears fan, and he loves the Miller Lite cans.
Mm-hmm.
He sits at the bar. He watches the show on the YouTube on his phone with us 15 feet behind him. And then every so often, if he likes something we say, he'll put his arm like something like that. And that's it. And the rest of the time, it's just he flips me off for giving him crap.
What if John's like a secret NFL insider? Like he knew the whole time since like February.
One of the Bears coaches lives near the hideaway.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I knew Walker was going in February. Trent Baalke likes the intangibles. You guys all should have known that.
Kyle Rigney is here. Wow. Just give him nuts. Loser.
Thank you.
Is that a Cadillac Williams jersey?
Wow. If Walker does go one here,
excuse me,
Levack, he's like the third, maybe fourth best player, not on Georgia's team, on Georgia's defense last year. Dean was better. Davis was better. Okay, so maybe he's third. Wyatt's out there somewhere, the other big defensive lineman. So maybe the third or fourth best player on a defense is the number one pick in this year's NFL draft, allegedly, according to the internet.
John Danielle, miss you guys. Well, Goz anyway.
Oh, nice of them.
All right. Listen, I like big butts, and I cannot lie. I'm a fan of teams going after their guy, right? Just because you think that's not the best guy, that could be the best guy. My biggest fear is Aiden Hutchinson ends up on the wrong team and sucks as a Michigan fan. Because, I mean, you already thought he should have won the Heisman, refused to vote for him. Like, there's a lot of, like...
Second. I voted for him second.
That's not voting for him. That's not voting for him. You vote for him to win or you vote for him to lose. That's what you've done.
No,
That's how it works.
you vote first, second, or third. This is not Ricky
Okay.
Bobby's dad doing it.
If you ain't first, you're last. How many? I'm sorry. You better from second. How big is the second place Heisman Trophy?
They don't give one of those
You're
out.
damn right they don't. You robbed him. Oh, he's the best player. He says should have had it, but I didn't vote for him because I'm Goz. So mad about that.
I just thought about that whole idea of a concept of an award voting for the losers instead.
He's voting for players who didn't belong.
Who doesn't deserve this? Who's in last place for this award? Who's the worst player in the league?
Then again, you got to think about this. If you're Aiden Hutchinson and you just spent the last 4 years in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and you're thinking to yourself, I don't even care if I play. I just want to go to Florida. I just want to go where it's warm. I want to go where it's warm. I want to go where they sell meth in Walmart bathrooms. Send me to Jacksonville.
Yeah, so as much as I did not vote Hutchinson first for the Heisman,
Because you suck.
he is a better player than Walker. He's better. He should be the number one pick. And maybe they're just trolling us right now. Maybe it's a fake Twitter account that's going on. Hutchinson should have been the number one pick. Here's what Hutchinson was, okay? So I was out drinking at the Turning Stone Casino and Resort, okay? It was on a bachelor party. This is September.
Okay.
Michigan's play. They got Michigan up on the featured game. I believe they played Washington that Saturday, September.
Was it Cordell Patterson?
No, the Washington Huskies.
Cordell Stewart.
I was a few beers deep, and it's the first time in a long time I watched the player and went, who the hell is 97 for Michigan?
Which, again, by the way, kind of bullshit because how many times did I tell you how good he was?
You did tell he's very good. Yeah.
And I was like, I just hope I don't know if his skills translate. He's that guy. This is going to sound bad. I feel like he's probably like a budget Howie Long. Like he's going to be in on every play. He's going to be a guy. He's going to get you sacks. But I don't think he's ever going to be the biggest star on that defensive line. Like he'll make Josh Allen so. Like let's say he goes number one in Jacksonville. He'll make Josh Allen so freaking good. Everybody's going, oh my God, Josh Allen. Meanwhile, Aiden Hutchinson is doing the dirty work. He's taking up double teams. He's getting after it. He's flushing the quarterback to the other side. He's shrinking the play clock. Oh, we got the pick in. Is it here?
Looks like there's.
The pastor we hang out with is booing the commissioner.
That means this NFL draft, like pastor booing Roger Goodell.
Right. The closest thing we've got to a man of God over here booing Roger Goodell. That's great. I'm the second closest. Boo! There, now we've covered it. There it is. I'm a minister.
If this ends up being Walker, it's already the big surprise of the night. Usually they.
I love that we just like stop and start watching. Oh, it looks so pretty behind us. Look at the sky. It's so nice. There's a big fountain out there. We're at the Iron's Edge, by the way. Ballston Spa Country Club. Please come by, say hello. Amazing food. Chad's in the kitchen.
Yes.
So if we get enough people in here, just hey, Corey from Greenwich is here. Hi guys. If we could get enough people here to order food. Oh, look at the Raiders. Derek Carr, Darren Waller, Marcus Allen coming back. Good to see.
OJ is not happy about it.
Well, OJ is also he is in Vegas. OJ is in Vegas.
He is.
He's still looking for the real killers on a golf course in Vegas. He might be in Miami right now. I don't even know. I try to make sure I know where he is at all times. Hello, Twitter world. It's yours truly, the double murderer. Who do you think is going to be? All right, number one pick of the draft.
I feel less confident it's going to be Hutchinson now. It should have been. Back to your Howie Long thing. That's a great comparison, though.
Yeah.
Because
a budget Howie Long.
Yeah, like big, strong, could beat guys one-on-one, go get the quarterback, all that stuff. That's what he did at Michigan. He just beat dudes. When we were watching it.
And I'm racist and just compared him to the other white defensive linemen. That's what happened.
When we watched Michigan-Ohio State at the Hideaway.
Who won that game?
Michigan
You're
won that
damn
game.
right.
And Hutchinson had one of the true best performances by a
Here comes
defensive
Ice
player
Cube
in Ohio State and Michigan. So he
I'm good for it right now.
All-time sack individual in that game. He played up. And I remember before kickoff, I'm like, Levack Hutchinson's got a chance to, like, really prove it. You're like, it's Ohio State. Like,
hold on. I'm pretty sure Jacksonville just drafted Ice Cube. What do you go ahead? We're wrong.
Go ahead, I've got one.
No, go ahead. No,
sorry, I missed it. Levack,
what are you trying to do?
Go? There it is.
There you go.
Nailed it. Fifth try. I wasn't confident going for that button. You forced me to do it. Eat my nut here.
There's Aiden Hutchinson. He looked good. He looked pretty. He's so pretty. He's so pretty. There we go. I can't hear it, so I don't know what's happening.
Cube, I believe, is.
I think he said he can't believe today was a good day. It's crazy. No barking for the dog.
What is
No
going on?
smog.
Here?
Mama finally cooked breakfast. No hog.
Careful, we got to pay for those soon.
I'm just talking about why it was a good day.
It looks
I
like
don't know.
they're just giving love to Vegas right now.
Yeah.
So your Vegas Raiders will not pick till the third round, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the only way there's gonna be a Raider on the podium for a little while. So Derek Carr talking. I know, like Ice Cube straight to Derek Carr. You know, like can you like like it's almost like they're shooting a new buddy film, and they're like, we need people who are nothing alike to sit next to each other real quick. Let's get Carr, who has a cross tattooed on his wrist, and Ice Cube, who was the second Triple X or Double X or whatever the hell it was, the Vin Diesel movie.
Do you think Derek Carr knew who Ice Cube was there?
Yeah, no, he started in the locker room before.
All right.
He started in the locker room. Carr also is that guy who probably pretends to be cool. So he's at home like forcing himself to listen to old NWA tapes. Like I can't believe they continue to use the F word and speak of women so defamatorily.
Jacksonville's now officially on the clock. I was so excited to put that graphic up that
Jim Miller.
happened 10 minutes ago.
We're all Jim Miller right now. What the hell is going on? I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on in the draft. It looks like the 16th hole at the Waste Management there in Arizona, the Phoenix Open, or where the hell it is.
A draft? There's like 10,000 people
It's
in Jacksonville
absurd.
for that.
That's Jacksonville?
That's what it says.
That's Duval draft
in the
party.
house.
Well, I mean, what else is there to do in Jacksonville? Not watch arena football because you're going to lose Saturday. What was that? ViStar? Is it ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena? Where the Empire are going to beat the Sharks Saturday night?
I got this one.
Sorry. I know Jim's listening, so. By the way, you can watch us on the, what are we on? Oh, we're on Tech East still.
Tech East, Iron's Edge, and Gozilla Media's YouTube.
Nice. And we're here live. You can come hang out with us. I'm just waiting for them to do something. I think they just drafted a cardboard cutout of Trevor Lawrence from what I'm seeing. Oh, they just drafted Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer's back.
No,
He's back in Jacksonville.
That's not what happened.
They're drafting him as a kicker in the first round. It's going to be amazing.
Jumbo shrimp, by the way, Levack. You might see that gear out there. Get a jumbo shrimp hat.
What is that? Is that a baseball team?
That's their minor league baseball team. Oh, look at the food coming out here at the Iron's Edge. That looks delicious.
Yeah, it's a restaurant, buddy. Yeah.
I didn't see the food until now.
That looks good.
That
looks
very
nice.
good. What is that?
I don't know what that is.
Come to the Iron's Edge. Follow them on social media if you're not right now.
All right, hold on. What is that, Cady? Loaded tots with chicken. Oh, that looks good.
I would turn the camera around to show it, but
you'll break something.
Yep.
You'll break something.
If you had the number one pick, would you do what they're doing right now?
I'd pick loaded tots with chicken, I think, actually.
Would you just wait the whole time? You've had 3 months to make the pick. You're just going to sit on it the whole time? Yeah, that's what Jacksonville's doing. Build that drama, right? You know what I've heard, though, in all seriousness about this? I've heard teams do this on purpose. Wait, because it's free advertising. They're like, oh, we want to have our team logo up there as long as possible so people know about Jacksonville. They want to show the cut to the draft party and show all the do you need it?
Yeah, I think people
advertising.
No, I do. I think a lot of them are like, we want to keep our logo up there as long as possible. And I do feel like there might be a little pressure from the NFL themselves to do it. What happened?
Just some tech stuff.
Oh,
I thought it was tech stuff. Sorry. I thought you guys tested the system. Okay.
They're testing my patience.
What they're saying, it's a great night in sports tonight. A lot of stuff. If you're listening on replay, Thursday night was a great night in sports.
Who goes one? We're talking about that over here, Corey. Who goes one, Corey? Who is it? Who's it going to be? Corey looks like he's a poop. What is that face you're making? You're backed up from all the nuts?
I say Walker from Georgia, Corey.
I say
quiet over there. It's quiet over there.
I say Evan Neal. Safe pick.
You're just doing
safe
it to
pick.
talk, Corey.
Safe pick. Evan Neal. Evan Neal. Safe pick.
Should he wear 44?
Levack or Goz? Which cow? Which cow will be drafted? Oh my God! Make the pick already, Jacksonville. You suck. This is annoying.
Again, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to Gozilla Media.
Poor Jim Miller's down there in Jacksonville. Like, I just want to know who we're gonna ruin.
There's a part of me that doesn't want you to leave. I want you to be here all night.
Me?
Don't get on your flight tonight. 32 picks, midnight, few beers
just
in you.
All of them.
That's right.
You have to drive me home. That's the only problem if I do that.
I didn't realize how close I lived here. There's a bunch of golf carts you can just sleep on.
You live close to here?
I didn't realize that.
Oh, because you get the straight shot up the backside there.
Yep.
You love it right up the backside. I've heard that's a thing for you. Is that why you only have the one child? You love it at the backside?
This is the first pick. What is going to happen tonight?
I'm just going to taunt everything because I've been busy. I haven't even been able to do a lot of research. I don't even know what's going on. Ryan McCarthy's dong, first pick. First pick of the draft, Ryan McCarthy's dong.
A lot of heads to
Strong pick. Strong pick. Strong pick.
Hard to stop.
It comes with a supply of horny goat weed, which is supposed to be good for that. And boom, first pick. Second pick. Corey's nuts with the second overall pick of the draft. Right
combo.
there. Right there.
I don't have that graphic ready.
Third pick, Cady Stotts. It happened. It happened right there. Well, Ian Rappaport's side of talk. We haven't had. Oh, God. Ian Rappaport is squinting and there's no light. Like, why is he squinting? He might be high. Is he on the pot? He's on the pot.
That looks like the roof from The Hangover, by the way. They just put wrap on. What is that roof he's on?
Matt Bob wants to know if we're going to do a shot per pick. I got to fly tomorrow, dude. I cannot. I flew. It was before you started with. I was still on GNA. We used to do a thing. It was Are You Smarter Than a Redneck? So it was a trivia game where Flounder would host trivia. I would compete and MC against other people. And if you won, you got a prize. If you won and beat me, you got a prize plus $50. I got destroyed drunk and they had to get on a plane the next day to go to St. Jude. It was hard. It was a rough day. All right. Here we go. The pick is in. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just moving over here awkwardly to see if it's one of these players.
Why are you trying to put your head in my lap? That's not how you pay me. Excuse you. Oh, you're looking to see you have like certain picks set up? This is like just stop the whole show. You are out of control. What are you trying to do?
I was trying to find who it might be. Couldn't find his name.
Which one are you looking for? Wow, you wrote them all, huh?
I did. I can't find the one.
You're screwed. This is bad. The pick is in. Who is it? Who's the pick? Who is it?
Who's the pick? Who is it? Wait a sec. It's The Undertaker. Oh, my God. No, I don't know who it is.
I don't know. The New Day? I don't think you did the guy, did you?
I didn't.
Oh, no, there he is, if you did it. All right, pick is in. We're waiting. We're here live at Iron's Edge. We are live at Iron's Edge. It's a great new place. You can hang out, some ice cold beverages, some great food, play some golf with the Ballston Spa Country Club. Levack and Goz. It's the draft coverage for the Gozilla Media. We got Sportz with A Z and T. We got Brian Cady from White Heat, as well as what is Space Between Your Ears or something like that you do too, or something? Yeah, look at that. I remember the thing. We got Corey from Greenwich. Doesn't do a podcast yet, but he will at some point because, Goz will take anyone. And then we got Ryan McCarthy from No Credentials Required. All right, let's get back to the draft. We're waiting for the pick. The pick is in. Still waiting. And we're waiting. There's a lot of people saying Duval. And that's it. That's all I got. That Jaguar has a green tongue. That's not safe.
I have a new appreciation for the people on the television side of it who probably have people in their ear like, stretch it a little bit, stretch.
God, this is horrendous. If you're still watching this on Techies Fire and Water Restoration's Facebook or whatever.
Oh, here he comes. Goodell. Oh, look at him. There he is.
Boo. Boo, Goodell. Boo.
Stink. You smell bad.
He probably smells pretty good. I bet he smells good. It's probably good at smelling, dude. All right, here we go. Trayvon Walker with the first pick of the draft. Defensive lineman from Georgia. Go ahead, Gozzy Bear. Tell us what you know about old Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker's shocked. He's not even there today.
He's a good player. He's really good. Number 1 overall pick for Georgia.
For the first time in Trayvon's life, he's allowed to sit on the good couch without the plastic cover on.
The reason he's going number 1 is because he looked good with his shirt off. He ran some really good times. He tested really well. The scouting report was that Trent Baalke, the GM of the Jags, cared about that stuff. That even though Walker's one of the best players in the country, he's going to get better. That's the thought process behind it. We said it just a few minutes ago, if you're with us. Arguably, production-wise, he could have been the 3rd or 4th best player at Georgia on their defense, but that doesn't matter. He is now the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Wow.
All right. So, yeah, you got a potentially elite edge rusher. Size puts him in a place where you could probably drop him in the flat if you need him to cover some passes, but I don't think that's why he's there. The beauty of him is high motor kind of guy.
Yes.
One side of the line is him. The other side of the line is the other Josh Allen. And again, with the size of those two guys, you could put them at linebacker and have them both come from the same side if you needed to.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Like if you're Jacksonville, if your thought process is how do we win the division quicker, you've got Tennessee, you've got Houston, and you've got Indy. Okay, some quarterback play. Watson's no longer in Houston. Indy, Every year it feels like they have a different quarterback there. Now they've got Matt Ryan. Okay, maybe you can do it. Oh, yeah, in Tennessee. It looks like Jaguar fans are really happy. Look at this. Detroit not even hesitating. Detroit, look at Detroit's moving so faster. Like we knew for a long time.
On. Detroit on the clock. You made these crappy things, so I'm going to start deleting some of them because you've got way too much crap in here. All right. Detroit on the clock. The pick is in. And now we vamp. And now we just pretend we don't know what's going on. It's got to be Aiden Hutchinson.
Brand on there for me, Levack.
Brand.
If we have a sweet picture, we might even pull up a picture of this next guy. Scroll down.
Why am I doing all this crap?
My laptop's over there. I'm not even sure if Bryce and Taylor have tested if it's going to work yet or not.
I don't like this. This is like work, and I can't keep taunting everyone.
Do you want me to take the computer and I'll do it?
No, I don't want you touching my computer. You'll break it. You can't be trusted. Who is it?
It's not Willis.
What you talking about, Willis?
People are just screaming out 1980s.
Well, you did put 2 pictures of Willis in, so.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. What am I looking for? Hutchinson? Is that? What did you label him as? I'm sure that's got to be
names. No.
Some of their last name. Where?
Right here.
Where? Oh, Aiden. You got a first name basis with Aiden Hutchinson?
Boys like that?
Yeah. Like if
he's the pick,
he's got to be. You got yourself a Michigan guy going to Michigan. He's over here. He's pretty happy. Doesn't even have to change his address. Knows the popular places to have the beers. Find the pretty women's. Aiden Hutchinson about to go bite some kneecaps off. I got a feeling. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
I'm not sure what voice that is. It's
I don't know.
Between Mel Kiper and
It's Mel Kiper, Bill Cosby.
Another local Albany broadcaster.
Yeah.
Look out. Easy. Look out. All right.
Is it? I don't know if it's Roger. Roger. All right, here you go. Line selection. Here comes Goodell. If you're a fan of these things, feel free to comment. I mean, he's got me doing too many stupid things on the computer, but I'll try. I'll do my best. Aiden Hutchinson is the big fella.
Look at the size
from Michigan. He is out here.
Family.
Good on you, sir. Good on you. Excited that Aiden Hutchinson is now going to have to spend more of his life in that crappy state of Michigan. It's cold. It's miserable. Detroit, you've heard the old joke. They bring this guy in, and he's playing. He said, I can never go to that place again. They're like, oh, your war-torn home? He's like, no, I was in Detroit. It's terrible. Gunshots, bombs. It's horrible. Nobody likes Detroit. Nothing good happens in Detroit.
Do you think he is thrilled?
Yeah. Oh, he did go second.
Jacksonville. He's got to be.
No, I think if you met probably Doug Peterson, you probably like Doug Peterson. I feel like Doug Peterson is the kind of guy that you'd be happy to go. Look at that suit. That's a slick suit he's wearing right there. All right. What is this? Now you got me pushing buttons doing work. I don't like
good.
I don't like.
Don't worry about it. Don't even.
Hold on. Let me see.
Anymore.
Expecting Hutch here at 2. Kyle Rigney was correct. Can't believe Blindside lied to me. From Matt Bob. What am I doing? It's not touchscreen. It's not.
It's
not touchscreen. Right, it's not. All right. So there you go. Aiden Hutchinson.
So proud of those.
Yeah. This is not.
You hit copy and paste, guys. Congrats. You did great. Yeah,
you did. I'm so proud of you. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the third pick of the draft, which is the Hillston Texans. Guys, what do you think of Houston?
Some rumblings today in Houston. The talk was that
That's my tummy. I have a rumbly tummy.
Derek Stingley Jr. could be the pick. That was the reports today. Now there's talk of potentially an offensive lineman, maybe. Maybe we see Ike Ngannou from NC State go here. Maybe Evan Neal. There's been a lot of different spots of what could happen.
He's got a shoulder issue, though. So people are thinking he's going to keep sliding down the board.
Yeah, and look.
There could be good news for Jets. I mean, you grab him late, and now you got those bookend tackles.
Isn't it confusing why Houston isn't taking a quarterback?
No, I think they're the ET is their guy, yeah. Man. He got better all year long. He's at least a bridge guy. He's at least the kind of guy that you can build around, get your team right, and then get your quarterback. So that's do you want to bring them on or something?
No. We were just talking about testing the mics and stuff. They're all good.
All right. Their one mic looks like an alien. It's weird.
So yeah, Davis Mills, I guess.
The Lions draft room, they're just biting kneecaps off, smoking the pot. It's crazy.
I think there's got to be more going on in the draft room than I realize. I think there's got to have more.
Oh, John Danielle says that Hutt is going to be the next Mac. So Mac linebacker for the Empire, I think he means. This is the biggest question mark to me. I feel they could go with anyone for Houston. I think if you're Houston, Lovie Smith, right? So here's what Lovie Smith has done in the past. He has gone to a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman as his quarterback. He is going to build. I would think this is going to be maybe a Thibodeau. A little Thibodeau in your life, huh?
He was the number one high school player in the country. He probably would have been the number one pick in this year's draft if he didn't miss some games for Oregon. So, yeah, if I was Houston, who would I take? I would take Thibodeau. I think it's a better match. Here's the thing with Houston.
You think is he going to be able to play and coach the Knicks? I think that's the question everybody's wondering.
Do you think Houston feels like Jadeveon Clowney was a bust? Because the Clowney comparisons with Thibodeau are exactly the same. He's played 10 years in the league. He just never was as good as people thought.
Pick is in.
All right, we're going to find
Pick is in. Pick is in. Here we go.
Not Clowney.
Who do you think it is? I'm going to go Evan Neal.
I was going to say Evan Neal.
Evan Neal? Stingley, Corey says Stingley.
All right.
I don't know. I know who it's not going to be. You're not getting drafted this year.
What?
It's not going to happen.
I'm still out there if they need me.
Got some eligibility left in college for me. I'll go all the way back if I need
Houston
to.
Needs you.
Yeah, I'm ready. If Gattuso and you Albany need me, let's suit up. I'll get in there.
By the way, the New York Jets are up next. Ryan McCarthy, come on down. You're the next contestant on the Gozilla Media. He's not listening.
He thinks you suck.
He's not listening.
He thinks
Unless the Jets are off the clock.
He said you suck. So Ryan McCarthy his head is a special shade of red right now. He's been out in the sun. Ryan, Goz wants you to come over here and talk Jets. Okay.
All right. They faked us out here. They said the pick was in, and they wanted to show two men hugging in slow motion.
Goodell is like, Hutchinson, please just be a good boy and win in Detroit so I can get that market back and people will like me. You got to put that on.
Toss those right out.
Yeah,
there.
slide those cans over your ears. You gonna move over so you can come in, or there's really not a ton of. You can just stand over here, whatever. There you go. All right, Ryan McCarthy, no credentials required, or as I like to call it, no talent required. He can't hear me. He's on the headphones. I can say whatever I want. Great guy here, Ryan McCarthy. Here he is. Ryan is a big Jets fan. We're waiting to see who the Texans have picked. Who do you think it is, Ryan?
Ahoy, ahoy.
I stick by my no talent required.
Who do you not want to see?
Well, my dad always said I have a face for radio. That's why I'm not on camera.
Right. Well, and it's, I don't want to be on camera. But here we are. I'm going to change the light setting. Maybe it'll make me look prettier. There you go. Look at that.
Hey.
Little mood lighting
More
now.
ambient. Very nice.
Yeah. All right. Here comes Roger Goodell.
Boo.
Houston pick.
Boo when he tests a burger. Boo.
Houston. All right, here we go. Third pick of the draft. Texans select my mom.
Oh.
Derek
Stingley
Jr. Derek Stingley Jr. from LSU. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. What do we think, guys? What do you like? How do you feel about it?
I love Derek Stingley Jr. His dad, again, if you missed it in our pregame show, his father played for the Albany Firebirds. Derek Stingley Sr. on the championship team. Unfortunately, he's not going to a New York team. That would have been fun for the Albany Empire to have the Stingley family there. Derek Stingley Jr.'s best comparison.
That's a lot of pressure for me. I didn't want to deal with that. What if he doesn't answer?
Well, I was going to ask if it didn't work out for whoever NFL team he works for, who's going to play for. Off from a contract with the Empire.
I think Stingley Jr. is a little busy here, guys, with now the Texans. But
can Senior still play?
It's kind of like Jamar Chase, right? His teammate when they won the national championship with Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase didn't play in the COVID season, we'll call it. He decided to get ready for the NFL draft. Derek Stingley's biggest knock was that, he didn't play a lot last season. Compare him to Jadeveon Clowney, Leonard Fournette, Ed Oliver. Doesn't matter. He's that good. When he was a freshman, a true freshman at LSU, you could argue he was the best player on that defense in that championship team, and now he's going third. They're showing the highlights. He is so good. I was hoping a New York team was going to get him, though. I was hoping your Jets might get him.
All right. So where are we at here? What do you think there? Is that a guy that you were hoping was going to slide to Gang Green?
He was on my board a little bit. I still have the Jets to get an edge rush at 4. Could be either edge or sauce. I think either one of those picks would be
edge sauce.
I like Jet sauce. Come on.
For those who don't know what the sauce reference was, you're talking about Sauce Gardner, the defensive back from Cincinnati, right? Unless you were actually talking about Sauce.
By the way, Matt
That's
Bob
referred to Sauce Gardner.
Okay.
Matt Bob throwing back to just end the season.
Just enjoy the suffering, my friend.
Kyle Rigney. Oh man, no idea what the Jets are going to grab here. Rigney then taunting Bob and saying that's a very old comment. There's a lot. It's turned into the Trav and Rigney show. They should have grabbed Sauce right there. He's the better corner, is what he says instead of Stingley. But if you're a Jets fan, do you want sauce here? Do you want a little extra sauce? Huh?
Do you
want sauce on the side?
I think it was Young
Sauce
Jeezy.
Island?
Was it Young Jeezy who said never get lost in the sauce?
I don't know that. No, there it is.
Thank you.
That's for you. That's for you.
So
All
you
right.
want Thibodeau, it sounded
Jets
like.
are
Or
on
you
the
want
clock.
Gardner. Who do you want here for the Jets? Would you be excited? Who would you not boo? Ryan McCarthy. He's the voice of the entire New York Jets fan base right now.
I wouldn't boo anybody. I'll be happy with just about anybody. They have some needs, but I'm kind of curious to see if they'll still have number 10 by the time they pick at number 10.
What about the big fella with the shoulder injury, Kwanu? What if they go with that, and then you got those bookends again? If he can get healthy,
oh my gosh,
you got that big offensive line now.
If you have a Kwanu and AVT on one side, it's gonna be a scary.
And then what's his ass there?
Becton?
Yeah, Mekhi. I'd rather eat than work. Becton. I know the feeling. I'm not judging. I'm saying
that sounds like me.
Right. That's everybody in this room except for Bryson Taylor.
Here's the thing with Becton.
No. Bryce is eating.
Yeah, but he'll work first.
Right. Joe, look, the Becton hates there, but he is so massive. Can't he just figure it out? Just somebody as big as Mekhi Becton. Can't he just figure it out?
I don't think the problem is physical. I think it's mental.
Yeah.
I think it's mental.
I agree, but I think you've got to be able to straighten that out. If big game Bob Saleh can't get you fired up and ready to play, I don't know who can.
Oh, he got him fired up at the Senior Bowl. He's like, all right, yeah, we're open to selecting a tackle at 4.
Yeah. Well, look.
What?
Chad has now made his way in. He's a Jet fan.
Chad's
ready.
He's We're
ready
here at Iron's Edge.
He's ready.
This is the first time that we've worked at Iron's Edge. I've worked this place before, but I've never had the food be as good, the service be as good, and actually want to stay and hang out with Goz. First time it's ever happened.
I can't wait.
Because Chad and the crew are here running stuff for
The
us.
spring and summer is going to be awesome here at the Iron's Edge.
All right, so who are they taking?
I'm taking Sauce.
All right.
Sauce? Who are they taking?
Sauce.
Sauce. Chad says Sauce. So there's not going to be Sauce because the Jets hate giving you guys what you want. It's not going to be Sauce because the Jets.
Different regime. Different regime.
Yeah.
Unless Woody Johnson decides I'm going to get involved.
Woody Johnson's 100% involved. 100% involved. What's that? First 3 off of the board, you had Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, and then Stingley Jr. So that's the draft so far. And by the way, anybody thinking, why did he stop the show? Why did he stop the show just to tell that guy? Because that guy feeds me. All right, pick is in for the Jets. The 4th pick of the 2022 NFL draft. The Guy Green New York Jets. The Jetropolitans, some people call them.
Come on, Jets. Don't Leroy Jenkins this, please.
Don't Leroy Jenkins. They select Leroy Jenkins. How you doing, everybody? Congrats.
Damn it, Leroy.
All right. How about Trav says pump the brakes? The Jets are taking Thibs. All right. I like that.
I wouldn't be
I like it.
Look, they're already hugging.
I wouldn't be disappointed with either.
Yeah, they're happy. The Jets are celebrating the pick that they have not made yet. I'm very excited.
A weird question. Is there ever a scene where they're not hugging? I feel like they're always just overselling whatever draft.
Last year's draft was great where you just see random people sitting in their living rooms.
I didn't see any of the Jaguars hug. I don't think Con allows that.
Well, he's also on his $1 boat probably doing this instead of being in the war room.
They were both in the draft room.
Were they really?
Both in the draft room.
Were any of the AEW stars there?
I'm kind of disappointed they didn't take Cowboy Adam Page. I was really disappointed. He's a buckshot lariat.
Just nailing it right there.
That'll be your move at
Look at this guy. The Jets are
Wesley
ready.
Walker jersey, man.
All right. They're going to draft Zach Wilson again.
Twice.
2 times straight.
He can throw to himself.
I keep wondering, there's celebration coming from Sportz with a Z and a T.
Yep.
And it's because they're watching basketball.
It's a great night.
They're at the NFL draft party at Iron's Edge watching basketball.
That's right.
That's the kind of insight you can only get from Gozilla Media right there. That's it.
Don't forget, if you're watching, to subscribe to the channel. If you just typed in, where can I watch the NFL draft for free, and you just stumbled upon us, subscribe to the channel.
Well, you're not watching the NFL draft. You're watching 2 fat guys talk about the NFL draft.
What's our motto for Gozilla Media? Live, local, and some always
No,
late.
man, what is that?
Live, local, ball breaking. I think that's the old radio.
We
Oh my
make
God.
That to a shirt. We gotta make that into a shirt.
How does the skinniest guy in a room belch into a level that just knocked Brian Cady out of his freaking chair?
What's that?
That was Taylor.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
Taylor used to have manners. Taylor didn't used to say a word, and now all of a sudden Taylor's over there. Yeah, everybody, pull my finger, Bryce. That's Friggin' on the next episode of Sports with a Z and a T. It's saucy.
Jets getting saucy.
Woo. All right, so everybody celebrated that, which means he'll tear his Achilles on the way to the podium.
Shut up, I hate you so much.
It's time to gloss the sauce.
I don't know where you put that. Here we go. Ahmad Sauce Gardner, which I'm willing to put money on the fact that at some point in the very, very near future, at both Iron's Edge and the Hideaway, there will be some new kind of Gardner sauce for the wings.
Yes.
It'll be a whole new thing. It'll probably be green.
He's got to wear number 1, right, for the Jets. Number 1, I don't believe, is retired. This is a number 1 swagger type of dude. I mean, that's the name and everything.
Oh, look at he's like in the middle of us. The way you guys are set up now.
There he is. There's Sauce.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't know where you are. Look,
Fingers.
I know I'm doing my head. Look, he's running up to the.
There he
to the
goes.
podium. So everybody's happy. Is there Sauce Island on the way, McCarthy? He's texting his mom. I'm so happy. Please pick me up.
We're gonna
These guys are mean to me.
We're gonna do a trade here, Ryan. We're gonna swap you out. Brian Cady is gonna come in to represent the New York Giants fan base. So we're doing a swap here.
You mean the lesser
Taylor
New York
Megan
team?
says hi.
That's right.
Cheese Pirate 101 heard you
I'll be back at 10.
and said,
boys.
"Is that Taylor?" Tell him Megan said hi.
Sorry, I'll be back at 10 if we still have the pick.
I'm just saying. Taylor like belches like Homer Simpson. His eyeballs wobble in his head. And some chick's like, "What's up, T? How you been? Miss you. We should get together." All right, Ahmad Gardner off the board. It's funny for a draft that is not full of like players that anybody was like super excited about. I've seen like straight up celebration from almost every pick.
Will that celebration continue here at 5 with the New York Giants now on the clock?
No.
White Heat, Katie's Corner, the
Why
voice
gotta
of
be
the
White
New York
Heat?
Giants. What are you hoping for? You just saw those first 4 picks go down. Is it?
Oh,
Thibodeau?
we
Is it
never
something-
heard
what?
from Ryan McCarthy about his dong. On the 10th pick, we'll hear about Ryan
All right.
McCarthy's dong.
Sure.
All right, sorry,
People
Brian.
are waiting with
Brian
bated
Cage.
breath.
Sorry. Wait,
All right, that's
wait till
right.
10. Yes.
1-0.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're Brian Cady with us. Go ahead, Brian. What do you want for your New York Football
Well,
Giants?
I'm going to start this with a question.
Push that closer to your
There you
mouth.
go.
I have a question for you. You know how to use a microphone?
I actually have a question for Jeff here. For
Uh-oh.
Jeff.
I just want to be friends.
You got Darren Waller for who?
I got Darren Waller.
That's still stuck in my craw from August.
Oh,
That's
from the
okay.
fantasy draft.
That's still stuck in my craw a little bit.
Honestly, it worked out. It was a good trade. It was a good. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He
You
made
guys-
the championship round. You got knocked out in
Listen,
the first round. It's okay.
I'm just saying, if I was going to go anyway, Waller wasn't why I got to the championship. I mean, come on now. It was a good trade. It was a good trade. You guys are just salty because I talked Dan into it while we were doing shots, and that's a Boston Dan. You know, what are you going to do?
And Dan almost won the title. Dan
Yeah.
lost to Bryce in the
Right.
championship.
Right. I would have won it all if I had not made that trade. And the damn dog and those meddling kids. I'll tell you.
Damn dog.
So we got Giants, Panthers, Giants.
Yep.
So squeezed in the middle of there could be potentially Kenny Pickett, Thibodeau, Neal, a few others potentially. Maybe the Giants are thinking about. Is there anything that gets you excited like you just saw the first 4 fan bases get excited for?
I would think Neal would be that pick. I mean, Aquanwo has a ton of hype behind him. So does Cross out of Mississippi State. I just think Neal's the better prospect out of the 3. That's where I think they should be excited at 5. 7's where I'm a little more intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm
7,
getting some crispy wings while you guys do this.
I
Thing.
kind of feel like ooh,
Yeah.
crispy.
Another beer, please. These are good. The tots or the
Oh, very good. Very good.
Chad's checking everybody's meals because that's what he does. He's a host.
This is why the Irons Edge is the
How
best.
long until Gardner sauce wings are on the menu here and at the Hideaway? I'm saying here and Iron's Edge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your feed was cut off in your headphones.
Yes.
That's right.
I'm saying there's a level of excellence or All right,
Oh,
perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
So you
Special
like
for me.
Neal. Neal's your
There's
pick
a
here.
level
to see
of
it happen.
excellence I've
Big
come
guy.
to expect. I just like people to know that I'm not cheating on the Hideaway.
That's right.
I'm the Iron's
That's very
Edge, and I
good.
like it. It's a good time.
6'7", 330 pounds of man.
Just gotta make sure
beef.
that the ladies have cross paths. Gotta keep
Right.
it separate.
Right. It's like an old Saved by the Bell.
One has your
episode.
cell phone number. One has your Snapchat. You're all set.
Aren't you a married man?
She ain't got neither. Kay don't share that stuff. What about Kayvon Thibodeau right here? What are little tips in your
Well,
life?
that's what I was gonna say about 7. I feel this is they locked down an offensive tackle at this point because it's a necessity. It fills a hole. It is what it is. I feel like 7 is Thibodeau or trade out. If Carolina decides to go Thibodeau instead of Sam Howell, just kidding.
Yeah, right. No, anybody named a quarterback, right?
If Carolina does go quarterback, I'm kind of leaning in on Malik Willis for them because I think they're just sick of.
Oh, Giants are celebrating.
I feel like they want a Cam 2.0.
Shaking hands.
Right,
Everybody's proud of themselves.
Malik Willis feels like the best.
They're all proud of
for
themselves.
that need if that's where they go. Because we all know the Sam Darnold experiment has failed.
Have you been wrong yet, Corey? Besides your life choices.
Is he watching Twitter 30 seconds in advance?
He legit had his phone in his hand. Looked
Oh,
up,
wow.
Saw Levack looking at
wow.
him, putting that down. That's right.
I'm not going to be surprised. I'll let you guys be surprised at this pick.
All right.
Oh, you already saw
I
it?
just
I
came
don't
across
wanna-
my phone.
Were any of us right?
No, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
We all
I
guessed
was
different
wrong.
names.
I will say this now. I
Oh,
was
so I'm
wrong.
right. I'm right. I'll just do it now then. Here we go. I'll just put.
Who's this? Who's this guy next to
I'll do
you?
this.
Is that Daniel Jones' son? What is that?
Oh,
It's a
no.
Make-A-Wish
Oh.
bra. Okay, so it's Daniel Jones' son. Yes.
Oh, Make-A-Wish kid.
Keep nailing those.
Oh,
That's terrible.
I bet he.
Where's the Fox 23
bet-
host when you need
I
him
bet-
for this segment?
I bet he wishes Cady wasn't so mean.
Oh, no.
First he
Guys.
hosts White Heat. Now he's picking on Make-A-Wish.
This might be the last
He's way
live
too
stream.
hyped to be a New York Giants fan right now.
Gozilla Media.
Way too hyped.
Oh, it's terrible.
He is a little overly excited, not knowing what's wrong with him.
It's probably
That's
the
the only
extra
thing that
Adderall
kind of
they
makes me.
snuck
I'm
in
just.
right
I know.
now.
I'm serious, but I'm not wrong. No,
Hell no.
I don't think he's a Giants fan,
Hell no.
Corey. He's.
They walked the strip today and said,
Wait a minute, you're a
give us
Cowboys
suit.
fan. You're a freaking Cowboys fan, Cady.
We
Stop
don't
your crap.
discuss that. I burned that gear 10 years ago. We don't discuss
Cady
that.
burned his Cowboys gear in the
Damn
parking
right I
lot
did.
of the old radio
Damn
station.
right. I burned my Jason
He
Williams
was a
jersey and everything.
diehard Cowboys fan, got pissed off, burned his gear, and became a Giants fan.
Yep.
Yeah, Bryce hates you twice as
That's
much
why I
now.
said Jerry Jones. Yeah.
There we go.
I said
All right, here we go.
Make
Cut the mic.
Sam,
Fix the mic.
Sam Prince,
I
Make-A-Wish
don't know how to work a microphone.
recipient. I hope he does it.
There it is.
There it is. Kayvon Thibodeau.
All right.
If it's
There it
not going to
is.
be an offensive tackle, that's the one pick I'm saying. Okay.
I gotta tell you, I wish to God the kid just went rogue. I wish
Like
he
Pat
just went
McAfee a
rogue.
few years ago.
Like, yeah, just no. But I'm just saying, like, he just goes, you know what? With the with the Giants pick, I'm taking Evan Neal. Oh, that's not what the card says. They suck, okay? And I'm a Make-A-Wish kid. I'm gonna do what the hell I want. All right.
That's who I want. That's
I
right.
want what I want, and that's it. And we're not gonna talk about it any further. Thibodeau, it's all about coaching.
Coaching in the sense of you don't believe in the new head coach for the New York Giants, or coaching like effort, like he's got to play every single play. Is that what you mean by
Coaching
that?
is in. You got to get him to buy in.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it with Jadeveon Clowney. That's who he's being compared to most of all. You know, he's got every physical skill you could ask for. If he stays healthy and he stays motivated, he could wreck people, or he could take plays off.
There were plays at Oregon out in the Pac-12 when he wanted to play, like you just talked about with Clowney, and I'm talking about Thibodeau the same way. It was laughable. Guys trying to block him. Like, all right, this isn't fair. They're like, this cannot be right. The highest recruit Oregon's ever signed in the history of the college football program. Why? Because he was the number one recruit out of high school. He's got the swagger to him right now, posing, fired up to be a Giant. Look, if you're a Giant fan, the 5th overall pick, 12 months ago, this guy was going to be the number one pick in the NFL draft, and you got him 4 picks lower than potentially what that was going to be. I think it's going to be an awesome pick for the Giants.
Wow,
I
look
agree
at
with
Kid.
you. The kid's
Wow.
going nuts.
That dude is ready to go. I honestly sign him up.
Take that kid's Adderall away from him. Holy
No,
crap.
get that kid in the huddle.
Wow.
I hope he steals the jersey. He's holding the
He
number
like
one
Dan
jersey
Campbell
right
on
now.
everyone for a second.
Like, what do you do to that kid? He can run away with that jersey. What are you going to do? Stop him? He's like, I'm a Make-A-Wish kid. Okay, you do. Like, if you stop me, you're a piece of crap.
Let Thibodeau wear 5 in the NFL as a D lineman.
He can, right?
Yeah, I think so, right? Why
See,
not?
I just feel like right now the edge rushers, I don't
I
think
just
they're
love
going to put him
looking
in
up.
over Lawrence or Williams right now. I think honestly, here's where I see him fitting into the scheme a little more. I think either put him as an edge linebacker if you're going to keep the 3-4 scheme, make him an edge linebacker, or make him an insane like Eric Weddle, Troy Polamalu type. Put him at free safety or strong safety.
No, he's too
Thibodeau?
big for that.
Have him, yes.
You're crazy.
No,
That's your Cowboy fan show. You're trying to ruin this pick.
No, because if you can flex, because this is a guy that can play any position on that field. He can do everything. He can rush. He can drop back. He can be a spy. He can do whatever you want him to do. If you can create a system where you allow him to do whatever he wants to do, on the defensive side of the ball. Have him drop back and be a safety one play. Have him come up and be an edge rusher the next play.
Okay, you like this? It's from Jim. Damn, what is longer, the Undertaker intro or this year's NFL draft walk-up?
White Heat, by the way, Jim. If you
White
enjoy
Heat.
that reference,
White
that's
Heat.
right.
We
Which
call
version
it-
of Taker, the early years or the late years where they used him popping up halfway through the ramp?
Oh yeah,
I think
definitely yours.
and by the way, it's called White Heat because they only discuss white wrestlers.
That's
That's
right.
not.
That's why
that's
he said it's right. He
That's
said
not-
it.
don't
Kenny
say
said it's
it.
right.
He's been overserved. Is what's happening. All right, Carolina here. The pick at 6. What do we feel like? Is this a quarterback? Is this Kenny Pickett? Malik
I
Willis, you
would
suggested
I would
Ryan
go
Cady?
Kenny Pickett here. I think simply because they just you know they're a quarterback away and you need everything you can to keep your job at this point.
So if Sam Darnold's not the guy, right? Sam Darnold's 24 years old, but he's 4-7 last year as the starter. They were still on the contract with Darnold. So you're deciding here if you're completely giving up on Darnold because their Pickett's not going to sit behind him, right? Like if Sam Darnold's all up
he
in
could.
duck,
He's got little hands. You got to stretch his fingers.
I would also.
Kenny Pickett, welcome to the team. You're going to be our Jordan Love for a few years. Oh, wait a minute.
No,
Don't have
for
Aaron
like
Rodgers
4
with
weeks
Sam
if you're not
Darnold.
ready.
Yeah.
You got to beat him. Got to let him beat him. You got to beat him.
You know what? Now just saying this out loud, I keep saying Sam Darnold's 24. Kenny Pickett's 23. So
Yeah.
they're basically the same quarterback, but just 4 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? If Carolina really wants a quarterback, Kenny Pickett's the guy.
Hmm.
I'm going to still say the same thing about Carolina I said a few hours ago about Matt Rule. I'm not convinced he actually wants to be there. I think Matt Rule wants to desperately get out of Carolina. And the moment Auburn, our guy Jason Goff, he's an Auburn Tiger fan. If some
I
big
haven't been
job,
golfing forever. I miss
yeah.
that dude.
if some big job opens up in college, Matt Rule is going to call up his agent and be like, "Get me the hell out of here."
Why he's going to pull
Pick is in.
He's going to pick he's going to do a Nick Saban, is what you're saying?
Yes.
By the way, the sixth pick of the draft has started walking 2 days ago. We're hoping that they'll make their way up
I'm
shortly.
kind of feeling tackle.
yeah, you want Neil to go here instead?
I think without making a trade before tonight, they are so all in.
I'm going to go with Kenny Pickett, first quarterback off. I think 3 quarterbacks are coming off in the first round. This is the first one.
Quarterback, I do not agree on Pickett.
You like Malik Willis, the Cam Newton
I think
scenario.
if they go quarterback, they tried the stand in the pocket quarterback experiment. It failed. Move on and try to find your next Cam Newton. The only guy that compares skill wise right now is Malik Willis. So I think if they do go quarterback, it's Willis. But honestly, the smart pick right now would be one of the 3 offensive linemen I mentioned for the Giants pick.
And
Now
now
their best option.
Now the pick is in, and they've decided to drag it on a little bit.
Yeah, now we're going to learn about every possible commercial. Hey, everybody excited to find out who the Panthers took? What about Prudential Insurance?
We need to hear Daryl talk about pizza again from The Office. It just plays his songs over and over again. Thanks, Daryl.
I can't hear his voice and not think of the "This Is the End" instead. That's what I always think of.
This is the end. It's becoming like a cult classic.
It is.
Now.
It
Like,
is.
People love it more. I
Listen,
actually looked it up the other day.
Anytime Channing Tatum humps Danny McBride's leg, I mean, that's a classic. The fact that it was
Franco,
snubbed.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, the fact that was snubbed by every award academy is just a joke. I mean, if we're being honest.
Michael Cera trying to get with Rihanna. That whole movie's actually really funny. Yeah.
Who was the one that fell into the sinkhole?
Michael Cera too.
Yeah,
and Danny McBride's
Terrible human.
Loss,
Terrible human.
Right? Not a big loss.
Terrible human.
Levack, why don't you do a run for St. Jude's?
Yes,
Uh,
40-yard dash for St.
I think I've
Jude's,
done
Rich
something like
Eisen.
that before. I could do a 40-yard dash. I mean, I wouldn't be pretty at the end.
As long as we put a big tub of beer at the end of the line.
No, I'm actually sneaky quick on a short distance.
Yeah?
It's just I'm going to be winded for a while.
40 yards ain't
gonna be-
exactly short, though.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. And then 40, I don't know. What do you think you'd get?
Faster than you.
No, I could. I'm faster than Taylor. I could beat Taylor.
Fast.
I could beat Taylor. I could beat Taylor.
Taylor
Ricky
be my
Ticky
pick to
Tavi,
win
the
the
fat
race.
piece.
Taylor beat me in like a marathon, but no, like just straight speed. Listen, I don't want to hear about your love life.
Wow. 2 minutes versus 20. What do you want?
Like people don't realize a big kid can move. Just not for a long time.
Right.
Like seriously,
Like a
like
basketball game,
like
2
we-
solid minutes off the bench.
dude, basketball. I'll find a way to post up and throw elbows. It'll be all right. But like we, it's a running line. Like, yeah, listen, you sure you think you want to fight me? You better win in 45 seconds. You better get past 45 because otherwise I'm gonna get it done in that time. It's gonna be bad for you. I'm sneaky quick. What are you doing? What are you looking at? Why'd you give that look?
No, he just gave
The
me
pick's
potentially what the pick might be.
Why are you guys
I don't-
cheating?
I don't
Get
believe-
Cady out of here.
I
He's
don't believe
cheating.
the internet.
He's
That's a
been
hot
right
take.
every time so far. Was
They're all
that
different
Shams?
internets.
No, I'm not
They're
the
all
one yelling out
different
picks. Bryce is yelling picks
Bryce-
in between being disappointed by James Harden. Okay.
Bryce is an angry elf, and
You know
Yeah,
what?
this is
I blame the internet for everything. It's ruined life. It's ruined the
why
country.
isn't we need to have everybody mic more cameras if we ever do this again, so I can make fun of everyone and feel better about it. All right, so Carolina's on the clock. The pick is in.
Allegedly.
The walk is almost over. Here comes somebody. I can't even see who it is anymore.
It's not Goodell. Wait a Okay.
Oh, is it Goodell? Boo! I didn't hear Ryan. Boo!
To make a wish kid didn't leave.
All right, here we go. The Panther selection. Will the sixth pick, the NFL draft. Iquanu, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Ignore the injury. Get the best player you think you can get, and go for it.
So I had to vote for the All-American team this year. Hashtag
Yeah,
humble brag.
how many players did you like that you left off that? Because you're a jackass.
I Googled offensive
Cool.
lineman. He was on everybody's All-American team. Sporting News, ESPN,
Did you have him listed as
CBS.
Icky?
I did have him listed as Icky. Look at the size of Icky. Look at the big man.
It's a big homo.
So usually what happens-
That's a big dude, right now.
Usually what happens to offensive linemen in college is that if you're a redshirted senior and on a really good team, you get all the awards.
He walks like he's like either his pants are a little too tight or he has to poop.
Yeah.
I mean, look at. Well, never mind.
No.
There's definitely
That's your
something going on there.
I'm
those
gonna leave
pants
that
are too
part of the
tight.
pants to-
Those pants, there's no inseam there. That pair of pants is like a cheap hotel. No ballroom. That's what that is right there.
It is a little tight in the. Yeah.
No.
Look at
His
Icky.
sperm count is lower than when he started walking to the
They're
stage.
screaming for some room. down
Those
there.
pants are tight.
Oof.
I'm gonna have to take a break and eat some wings.
All right, you do that while I give the Icky scouting report.
All right.
There he
Oh.
goes.
Woo!
Icky's now going to go against
you,
the
sir.
Bucks, Falcons, and
I get
Saints
2 plates.
for a long time.
Oh,
That's a solid pick, though. Here's the thing with Icky,
Oh,
right?
let's
Is he
go.
going to play
All right.
tackle? Is he
you
going
do
to play
this.
guard?
I'm gonna eat.
All right, you eat
You're a
Levack
Jets fan?
while you do that.
Can I have to move or can I just sit here and
You
eat?
can sit there and eat.
All
Go
right.
ahead. I'm just.
And we're back.
Perfect. There you go.
You're gonna lean on Levack again.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
lean right
You guys
over
need a
like
room?
this. Hey,
You
all right.
need a room.
This is as weird as I thought.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn this off.
There's Saratoga hotels right down the street, guys.
All right, so Levack is enjoying the wonderful cuisine here at Iron's Edge. I'm pulling up the. That's right.
Possibly have another beverage?
Oh, the alcoholic variety, I'm assuming, for Mr. Levack.
Yes, please.
So
Drinking with you.
the New York Football Giants are back on the clock. You mentioned Evan Neal for the 5th pick. He is still on the board. He could potentially be the guy here. Pickett and Willis, yes. Corey and Greenwich are both still on the board. Yes. Oh, you're good. I didn't realize that I made another one like that.
Listen. As far as the Giants are concerned, if it's not, let me look at the. If
Let's
it's
say
any
Giants
kind
are on
of,
the clock. I think you deleted it.
I have a scary thought cross my mind right now about
right.
the Giants. I have a sickening feeling that they're going to somehow screw this pick up.
Okay.
Okay. Ideally, I say Evan Neal or trade out, trade down later in the round. My scary thought, either A, because they just declined Daniel Jones's 5th-year option today, they do go quarterback. That thought just scares the hell out of me because it's the New York Giants, and I just no. The other part is they might be stupid enough to say, hey, we have 4 great wide receivers, but 3 of them are hurt all the time. Let's go draft a wide receiver because we don't have enough of those.
It feels like if they did the wide receiver thing, you just got to call everybody and be like, hey,
Think about this.
Jets, Falcons, anybody who needs a wideout to trade out of that pick.
Think about the depth chart, though, at wide receiver. Kenny Galladay
Stunk last
always
year.
hurts at least a third of the season.
Mhm.
Sterling Shepard can't decide if he wants more time on the IL or on the field. Kadarius Toney sounds like they want to trade him because that 1-year experiment failed like I knew it would, but that's neither here nor there. And then Darius Slayton, who's just like Sterling Shepard. He's Sterling Shepard light, essentially.
Where's the
I don't know.
contributors? Right. If Daniel Jones is not going to get his 5th-year option, where's the skill guy who's actually going to add
Right.
some offense to this team?
And at this point, with Saquon having gotten hurt with a severe injury rate in his career, kind of like what I was thinking with what the Panthers were going to do with getting a no tackle. It's about protecting your investments in that backfield right now. And the only investment they really have with Daniel Jones on a basically, win it or get out of here year coming up, Saquon's their one investment in this offense right now, long term, that You need to protect them somehow. And right now, that answer would be getting an O tackle that's on the board right now, whether it be Neal or what's
Ross.
Ross,
That's
thank
right.
you,
Yeah,
from NC State.
So if you get Cross or Neal,
Or Mississippi State, excuse me.
right? Yeah. So look, you can think about what the Giants have done in the past with offensive linemen. You had Andrew Thomas, the pick from Georgia, who underachieved for early parts of that first time stepping on the field for the Big Blue. Eric Flowers, going back to 2015 with Eric Flowers. He's still in the league. He stunk. He was terrible. He was embarrassing, but somehow he's still in the NFL.
Thank you for adding that he stunk and was terrible.
He
I appreciate
was.
that because I was giving you the stank eye.
Oh
for a
my
second
God,
there.
it stood out. It was so bad. So do Giants fans really want to do it again with an offensive
Listen,
line? But if they get it right, they get it right.
Here's the thing. It's the lesser of three evils at this point. Because quarterback is a no-go for me. Wide receiver is definitely a no-go for me. It's O-tackle, I think. Like the pick is in. Evan
And
Neal,
there it
we go.
is. Offensive tackle. 6'7.5". He's a 6'7.5". Do you really need the half? 335 pounds. Look at this dude. He is not looking like
You would give Olmos a run for his money right now.
Throw wrestling in the mix for this guy. He actually looks like a freak athlete.
I mean-
all these guys have been freaks have been taken for the first 7 picks. That's my theme of the draft so far. Freak on freak on freak. Tests well, runs well, all that stuff. So yeah, hey, Giants fans, you could honestly make the case right now. If you're a New York Giant fan, you had 2 of the top 7 picks. You could seriously make an argument that Neal and Thibodeau should have been the number 1 pick in this year's draft, and you just got both of them before your first round's over.
And now we bring up the question that I was rejecting for the first 7 picks, but now I think it's legitimate. Falcons at 8, you just got rid of Matt Ryan. Are you really all in on Marcus Mariota, or are you going to go invest in your future? Pick 9, Seattle Seahawks. Do you really believe in Drew Lock or Geno Smith, or are you going to invest in your future here as well? This could be where you see quarterback, and now all of a sudden, anybody else who might have been thinking quarterback for round 2, round 3 might be going, maybe it's time to try and trade up or get in the first round in general for some teams.
Yeah, this is where these 8, 9, 10 picks, you wonder who is that player. Because, like, as of the mocks and the projections and everything else, has somebody really fallen deep? Not yet. Like, okay, Cross is, it's a flip between Cross and Neal, who you liked better, so he hasn't fallen that far back. Your
Right.
points about Atlanta's spot on. Like, what does Atlanta want to do?
I think Cross goes to 10 with Ryan's Jets. And it's tough to decide what the Falcons are going to do. I think that's the biggest thing.
Atlanta, by the way, has to deal with the situation with Calvin Ridley, too. So the Calvin Ridley spot where Calvin Ridley was a really good
Right.
player out of Alabama.
And did they just lose Russell Gage, too, to free agency?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
If you want
wide
Marcus
receiver
Mariota,
wouldn't be the worst spot, I guess, as well.
yeah, if you want Marcus Mariota to be successful, you got to find weapons. Cordero Patterson is
Yeah, like
a running back /
he's
wide
Deebo
receiver.
Samuel
Yeah.
Light, or I should say, he was really the original Deebo Samuel. He just didn't do it quite as well as Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
So it's a point where, do you get another weapon to complement Patterson, or do you get a guy that you're going to trust to get the ball to Cordero Patterson or to get to Kyle Pitts? Who I think is the person being left out of this whole conversation. Everybody's focused on Patterson. Everybody's focused on Ridley being gone, Gage being gone. Don't forget about Kyle Pitts.
Yes.
He was starting to turn on second half of the year last year. If you can keep developing him and give him a reliable arm to get the ball to him and not throw it over his head or into the opposite team's hands, not a bad option.
Think about Kyle Pitts, too, that this time last year, we talked about Kyle Pitts of whether or not he was the greatest tight end prospect ever. It was okay. He was good.
He's not Tony Gonzalez.
Right, he's not Tony Gonzalez. He's not Antonio Gates. He's not Travis Kelce. But this time last year, we were talking about whether or not he was the greatest tight end ever. He had a good season. Not great, not bad, average, fine, good, okay.
Can we talk about being the possibly most overhyped tight end pick for fantasy football last year?
Kyle Pitts?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I was quick to
Hypothetically, you could have waited for Dawson Knox in the later rounds. Yet guys picked Kyle Pitts 3rd or 4th round.
I took Pitts too high last year. I fell for it.
Oh, I forgot that was you.
Yeah,
My
that was
apologies.
me.
My apologies.
That was me.
I totally forgot about that. Sorry.
I just waited. I'm like, oh God, that was
You
me.
could have waited and just traded for Darren Waller after the draft.
I know. I could have. Yes, that's so.
You had to pay a lot for that. That was a very hefty price. I had to
yeah.
pay.
How are the
Hefty
wings,
price.
by the way?
They're terrible. You should not have any of these.
Hefty price. You paid
They're
us
so
for
good.
a
F off.
second
I'm
string
eat these.
quarterback for the USFL for Darren Waller.
It was a running back, and the guy I traded with made the championship game. Just saying. It was a good trade on his part. You're welcome.
So
Shut up. Your team is relying on what's left of Matt Ryan. Shut your mouth. Go squeeze some more toothpaste out of that empty roll right now. Go for it, too. Do it.
we're getting violent now with Atlanta on
You
the
shut your
clock.
mouth. Tom Brady's old.
Who's lost more talent the last few years, Matt Ryan or T.Y. Hilton?
Oh man, I thought T.Y. Hilton was. Is he still in the league?
I think it's a certain radio station.
He's good. T.Y. Hilton has gone. Oh, jeez. T.Y. Hilton has gone from being the elite deep, like the next Deshaun Jackson, to being like a third option for the Colts at this point because they have Pittman and then what's his name?
Oh, you're talking about Pittman Jr. for the Colts,
Right?
Paris
Yes.
Campbell.
Oh my God, remember Ferris Campbell? That's right.
Campbell.
That's
Because
right.
the wide
That's
receiver
right.
can't stay healthy for more than half the year.
I cut and picked him up and cut and picked him up and cut and picked him up constantly this season. Never did anything. Atlanta's still on the clock. The pick is in allegedly. We'll see. Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play.
One would think. I mean, their D line I think is serviceable. One would think either secondary. I'd say O line, wide receiver, secondary. Those are your preferences.
There it is.
There goes Mike Evans 2.0.
Drake London.
He'll be out of the league in 4 years. Congratulations, Atlanta.
Oh, you're already hating on London. He's the number one wide receiver.
He's from
Wanna-
USC.
Oh,
He's the last thing to come out of USC, not a murderer.
somewhere Mike James is like, wait a second, this is the ultimate Mike James take
Hey,
right here. That's right.
hey.
That's right.
Hey,
Ain't the last USC
you guys want
product
to? Hey,
that
you guys
didn't
want to
murder
bet about the
someone.
wide receivers in Atlanta?
Wide receivers in Atlanta are like, I could probably run as fast the receivers in Atlanta before Drake London got picked.
Nobody got it.
No, I didn't. I felt bad. All right, Brian Cady, we're going to do another audible here. Ryan McCarthy, we're going to switch you guys back and forth because the Jets are coming up here with the 10th pick. Drake London, the pick out of USC. Another guy in similar fashion to Thibodeau who didn't play a lot of games, and Stingley Jr. too as well, where those guys did not see the field as much as they'd hoped in 2022. But London's stats for the Trojans, awesome. This is a loaded wide receiver class. He is the first one off the board. We mentioned Calvin Ridley when we were talking about the Falcons. The Falcons we're talking about, think Drake London will be the next Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, big-time wide receiver target that can help them win games again like they did in the past.
So wait, Calvin Ridley's not in Vegas and he's not taking a gamble?
No.
Oh,
He is
damn.
not. I totally forgot about that. I knew he stepped away from the team at one point, but that whole story, I was doing betting on my phone is the reason I'm not playing in 2000.
I mean, a $1,500 bet on my team when I wasn't playing.
Would you give up? How high of a pick would you give up for Ridley this year? Considering they're drafting Drake, they must think that he's not coming back. Would you give him a third, second?
You're talking about the Jets?
No, whatever team. Like, would you?
A third this year and a fourth next year.
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh,
That's really good. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. I legit was going to say 2023 picks, and yeah, that's good. Yeah. Back to the Drake London pick for the Jets here. This is kind of why we did that swap right there a little earlier.
Jets.
Yeah, for the Jets at 10 because
Okay.
if you wonder, the talk before the draft was all about Deebo Samuel. Will Deebo Samuel be a Jet? As of right now, that's not happened.
No.
But if you're a Jet fan, you could be a little bit pissed right now because didn't you want a wide receiver, maybe Drake London, to fall to
If you're a Jets
10?
fan, aren't you just pissed that you're a Jets fan?
Oh my!
I'm always angry, Levack.
They're showing the Drake London basketball dunking highlights. Look at this.
Yeah,
thing.
he was a basketball player before he played football at USC.
Oh my God, what a dunk! That's right. Your scouting report is correct on London. So you said you're not upset that London's off the board.
Not necessarily, no. I had them on taking their Wilson or Williams, but if Jermaine Johnson's at 10, take him.
You're talking about the Florida State pass rusher who rocked
What-
number 11. Who
Was this the same Jermaine Johnson who was on Last Chance U?
I'm not positive. I know he played for Georgia. He originally played for Georgia. Couldn't get on the field at Georgia.
Right.
Then transferred to Florida State. Became a top 10 pick.
Right.
Marcus Swagoo Spears called him the number 1 pick in the draft today. That's how much he loves Jermaine Johnson from Florida State.
All right, I'm going to say it out loud. Melissa Stark still got it.
Ryan McCarthy's number 1 pick, Melissa Stark,
She's taken. She's
sideline
taken.
reporter, NFL Network.
That's just because she doesn't know you're in yet. Once she knows you're in, boom. Once she knows Ryan McCarthy's dong is on the table, she'll be on the table
That's
too.
good. That's gonna be my fantasy football name for next year's Gozilla Media League.
Ryan McCarthy's dong.
My dong.
By the way,
I already signed it up. It's mine. I already used it.
Dang it.
I already own your dong.
Ryan McCarthy, by the way, a host of No Credentials Required. I'm going to sneak behind you, Levack, here to grab some comments here. I want to make sure we give people love. Connor saying, who are the Eagles going to blow a pick on, boys? We're going to let Bryce and everybody take that over. Bryce and Taylor got the picks coming up. They're going to take over the hosting duties. Bryce is rocking his Smith jersey right now. So, Connor, he will answer that for you in a couple of minutes coming up. Jim Rowe, that is the same guy from Last Chance U.
Hey,
Jim
that was
Hemsworth,
right.
you
Okay,
knocked
that's
it
what I
down,
thought.
man.
That's what I thought.
And our guy, Tom Kirk, a trade for Ben Simmons here. Trade for Ben Simmons.
Who, Seattle or the Jets?
Kyle Rigney said he's surprised that Drake London went first. So kind of your theory of if you're going to get a wide receiver, if you're a Jet fan, maybe he's not the guy there.
No.
You just mentioned him, dummy. Drake London, USC. Okay. I think he was talking.
Who's the dummy?
Oh, Michael Pittman. There you go. That's where we're talking about the Colts
okay.
wide receivers and everything else. There you go. All right. So Seattle here on the clock. 3:30 left to go with their pick on the time. We mentioned potentially it could be a quarterback with Russell Wilson no longer being there. When I say it out
Come
loud,
on, you want Drew Lock running your team.
so it's Drew Lock, right? Like Geno Smith is somewhere in the mix too, but Seattle's willing to go in with Drew Lock. Is Baker Mayfield an option here in Seattle? Is Jimmy Garoppolo an option? The fact that we've heard no rumors and no reports about Seattle potentially making that move makes me think I've already answered my question, and those guys aren't options as a trade spot here at 9.
Listen, do you want Drew? Smith.
I have something. Go ahead. There you go. It's working now.
Pete Carroll.
That's what I say. Do you want your legacy to be to leave with Drew Lock or Geno Smith as your quarterback?
Well, here's what I think, and I think you're seeing a lot of teams prove that there's nobody worth a damn in this year's draft, and like Marcus Mariota's and the lengths they'll go to not draft a quarterback this year. I think if you're Pete Carroll, you run a year with Drew Lock, you win 4 games, you get your quarterback, you go to work, you try to win a championship 2 years, and you get the F out of Dodge.
I'm surprised for the last 2 years.
I'm surprised he's there now.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, when Pete Carroll saw Russell Wilson, what is Pete Carroll doing anymore? Like, Pete Carroll could honestly just call it a career right
I'm
now.
surprised it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I love the soundboard so much. Yeah, Pete Carroll could leave right now. Like, he could be a Hall of Fame college football coach. Potentially, if Malcolm Butler doesn't pick off the pass in the end zone, he might be in the conversation as a Hall of Fame professional football coach, too. Mike Shanahan probably disagrees because it ends about legacy, like you just talked about, right? Like, how we view Pete Carroll's career in so many coaches, whether it be the college or professional level, unfortunately, are viewed legacy-wise by their final few seasons.
Yeah.
Syracuse basketball, Jim Boeheim fans know what I'm talking about now. But yeah, he could leave.
You really have to touch upon that?
Yeah. It flowed right it back in. Oh, no.
He peed his pants.
No.
Hey,
Did not.
Peter Pants is cool. And I'm Miles Davis.
What do the comments say, Levack, to that, John? You've got wing. Do you want me to handle it? You've got wing sauce all over. I'll take this. I'll get our guy, Kyle Rigney, who's also a Jet fan like you, Ryan McCarthy. I'd be surprised if there's anybody cooler than JJ. Oh, other than JJ. I thought you were talking about the pee the pants thing still.
Oh, that's Miles Davis.
Who are the top people that pee their pants?
The screen is foggy because of Ryan's dong.
Thanks, Ryan. I know you're excited about this pick, but not that excited. Seattle pick is in. I'm going to hit. I don't even want to hit the chime again because now I feel like I'm abusing the chime at this point. We're just an update again. We are here for the entire first round live from the Irons Edge. So if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, you can still come hang out with us.
Come on
Beer, food, come join us.
Atmosphere.
Levack is catching a flight here very soon. Shout out to everybody who's on the other side of the bar who you can't see on our camera that's having a great time watching the draft as well.
No, Bryce is watching basketball.
No, other side.
He's not watching football.
He's taking over in 2 picks, Bryson Taylor. They're hosting. Our other guys, we're going to see Sean Martin and closer Ryan Mariano later.
Good news, Iron's Edge. They have high chairs.
Don't do that.
I only know because Bryce is in one.
Don't stop that.
Aww.
Don't do that to these poor people.
Poor Bryce.
The pick is in.
Pick is in.
The pick is in.
Kyle Hamilton. Oh, okay.
Charles Cross.
All right.
Offensive tackle, Mississippi State. either Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, Daniel Jeremiah, either these guys are really, really good at their job, or it's getting a little chalky here for the first 10
It's getting a
picks.
little Seattle Kraken expansion draftish.
What do you? I did not have that as my comparison ready to go here. What do you mean by that? For those who don't know,
Okay, so before there was the expansion draft happened, it was I think it was my conspiracy theory is it was pre-taped, so all the picks got leaked out ahead of time for the Seattle Kraken. So you get to know who. It's like, okay, reports are that this guy was selected from this team because the expansion draft you can pick one player per team. So this is getting a little Seattle Kraken-ish here.
yeah. So like people are really good
People
at it.
already know ahead of
Right,
time.
Right. They get the prospects.
I think
and
what
everything else.
Ryan's trying to say is he's been trying to reference the Seattle Kraken draft forever, and this is the first chance he's had.
Yes, exactly, Levack. Thank you for figuring that out.
Levack sniffed you out. Your New York Jets
Yeah.
are back on the clock here at 10. Chad has made his way back into the room. His Jets are back on the clock. We talked wide receiver just a few picks ago. If you just joined us, hop back in to see what the Jets might be doing. Drake London is off the board. He went 8 to Atlanta. Yes. Okay, Jets, 100% going. JJ here, I think. What does Ryan think?
Who's asking?
Kyle Rigney is asking.
Of course, Kyle Rigney's asking. I'm not going to be shocked if they pick JJ here. I would be very happy because they need edge. They need an edge presence on the other side of Carl Lawson. We don't know what Carl Lawson's going to look like next year. I mean, he'll still be himself, obviously. But in terms of coming back from a torn Achilles, you slow down just a little bit. I've never had a torn Achilles, but any kind of lower body injury, when you come back, you're half a step slower.
Just for those who might have just joined us, JJ is short for Jermaine Johnson, the second
Yes.
from Florida State. For those who might have got confused, if there was some other JJ out there, I don't know if JJ Redick had somehow made his way into the draft. It's by the way
From
great,
East Mississippi Community College.
right? He's actually a great analyst, JJ Redick. I think I'm battling with Mad Dog Russo and Stephen A. Smith up on first take and everything else. So you're both talking about Jermaine Johnson,
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson, who I know Bryce. Go ahead, Ryan. One more time. We are Penn State.
I said we
Very
are.
good. Yeah, the mic cut out right when you did it too.
Oh, okay.
Jameson Williams, potentially from
That's because
Alabama.
a Michigan fan owns this equipment, and we're not going to have that crap going on around here. All right?
He's potentially a target here for the Jets as well. A lot of different names. Olave and Wilson. Almost forgot about those guys who were really.
Yeah.
Okay, my mic's still on. Thank you. I saw you were. I had to time up when I was going to say the Ohio State reference when Levack and both hands on a wing. Oh, darn it.
You should only really ignore Ohio State players who are quarterbacks in the draft. Wide receivers are good.
Okay, very good. The graphic says the pick is. Oh man, I wanted to do that one. All right. The pick is in. The pick is in. By the way, heads up, Bryce and Taylor, you guys are taking over after this, correct? You guys are up on the next one.
It's not going to interfere with the 76ers duties.
Yes. So they're gonna load their computer if it's ready. The
He said
11th pick
duties.
is on the way.
I sure did.
Okay. Oh, that would. My password is 6969. By the way, if you have to get in.
All right. So it's either Johnson,
maybe in a second. Thank
Johnson
you,
or
though. I'll be
Wilson
back
here.
in. There we go. Yes. Bryce just found out my laptop password, and it's just hit refresh on there.
Is it
Bryce.
password
Yeah.
123?
I know what my password is. I'm not surprised. Why are you guys acting like I was stunned by my own password? Did I miss the pick? I hope not. Okay.
No,
right.
it's still we're still finding out.
So again, if you're watching, we have more Gozilla Media hosts on the way. We're rotating through this. Gozilla Media, by the way, download, subscribe, rate, and review.
Well, if I knew we were going to be done, I wouldn't have eaten the wings then. They're really good, though. Nashville hot, buddy.
You're all
Get it done.
done. Do you want to say
That's a
something before you
Nashville
head
hot.
off?
They're delightful.
You're all done after this.
I want to make fun of the Jets pick, too.
All right. I'll let you do that.
Who do I want? Who do I want? I want you, Corey.
Corey always makes it weird.
Well, Corey's one of Corey's 75 favorite teams is picking right now, so he's got to make sure that everybody pays attention to him.
Let's see how
Wide receiver, Chad. That's what I'm hoping for you here. Wide receiver.
Who's it going
There
to
you
be?
go.
Chad.
Speed, baby.
Iron's Edge.
All right. You want Johnson, too? 3 for 3
He loves
for
Johnson.
I'll take either Johnson, Wilson, or Williams.
The comments want Johnson,
You want who?
too.
He wants a wide receiver. It's fair. Well, I'm saying wide receiver is okay for
Oh, here
Ohio
we go.
State.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right. Roger Goodell is approaching the podium.
Oh, okay.
Well, Garrett Wilson, you wanted a wide receiver, you got one.
All right.
Somewhere Trout, our guy from the Hideaway, is very excited that it's an Ohio State player taunting Chad.
No, this
for
is
his
football.
future.
Trout's
That's
got nothing to talk about. He likes the Browns in Ohio State. You can't do this. This is bad.
Garrett Wilson, the pick here. Ohio State, him and Olave, the teammates last year for the Buckeyes. Wilson, the second wide receiver off the board. Really good player.
Really terrible suit.
The suit is bad.
That's bad.
My
It's almost like
God.
they ran out of material and decided to make a
that's
whole
very
second.
Joker-ish from Batman, the original
I think
animated series.
I think it's one of those situations where it's like, I have enough to make half of a white suit or make half of some kind of gray pattern suit.
Looks
But
like
I
the suit
can't
that
do
Michael
both.
Scott wore in The Office that one episode from the ladies' bin.
Yeah, hopefully you can catch footballs better than fashion tips. I'm excited for the Jets. I think it's a good pick.
Yeah.
Gives a little size on the outside and everything too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
And they can always select edge in the next round. I mean,
and if you want to give Zach Wilson a chance to succeed, you give him as many. You protect him. You give him pass catchers.
Garrett Wilson can pass catch for sure.
So am I done? Can I
Yes,
go about my
Levack,
business?
Do you want to sign off and say some parting words here?
I think the Raiders nailed it this year in the first and second round. I guarantee they did not make a mistake in the first or second round of the draft. I think that's the deal.
Okay.
Feel good about it. Oh, see, we have any comments.
Yeah, we got
I'm
some
headed to
comments.
Jacksonville in the morning.
Then I've had all the Empire comments in there for you.
There's a lot of Kyle Rigney. Like, you should have come out. I mean, like, you're obviously dialed in. Like, the 73 comments from Rig.
Trayvon Rigney show, man. He wanted to be here. Unfortunately, life gets in the way.
Oh,
sometimes.
it's that Rigney.
Yes.
Oh, I thought this guy sounded talented.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. So I'm
right,
gonna say goodbye to everybody.
Am I just as talented, or is
no
no talent required?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. So Ryan McCarthy, known for a giant dong, but no talent required. Brian Cady,
like most porn stars.
White Hate Heat, I believe is his show.
What?
Sportz with a midget and a mute. I don't know what the
that.
I don't know what the hell. And when is Corey's podcast launch?
Whenever he pays me.
Like moving into sports, I think is what it's going to be called. It's going to be great. Levack and Goz, the half talented show. All right, I'm out of here.
All right,
I got
goodbye.
stuff to do.
Thank you, Levack, for all your
Bye.
help.
What do I do?
I
now?
would say you
Can I
take
go
down
away?
your equipment, but Bryce and Taylor are trying to patch in right now, and they're struggling with that. So I'm going to walk over there and
You walk over there. I'll vamp.
stall
I'll vamp.
for me if
Yeah,
you
I'll
can,
stall while you.
And there's a trade, by the way.
Right. Oh, we got a
The
trade.
Saints.
Saints have traded again. They traded. This got to be a quarterback. Got to be a quarterback. Ryan, you can talk if you want. Screw Goz. You got to let him out though. Yeah, you got to let him out. But you can talk. It's got to be a quarterback. I don't know why you come up this far if you're the Saints and not go after a QB. So they get ahead of the Vikings, who they've got to be almost over Kirk Cousins, the Texans, and then the Ravens. So this has got to be. You got to think is what Kenny Pickett. What are we looking at here? Oh, wait, wrong one. There you go. I didn't know you switched headsets.
Oh yeah,
There you
go. Damping for Goz here.
Right.
No, it's gonna be either Willis or Pickett.
What you talking about, Willis? I think I think it's Pickett. I just feel like Pickett. Why? I mean, actually, everything's changed in New Orleans. We don't know what the deal is in New Orleans anymore, do we?
No, we don't.
So, all right. Dennis Allen, as a Raiders fan, I know what he was like as a head coach. He definitely is going to make sure that defense stays solid. He's going to make sure he has a good, solid offense. I mean,
you got Kamara, you got Thomas, you got your running back and your wide receiver already set.
Yeah.
With Thomas is actually coming back this year because he had ankle injuries last year. But if you're going to grow in a new system, you want to have a quarterback who you want to grow with as a head coach. I think you pick a quarterback in this spot.
I'm going Pickett. I think Pickett's the guy that you can. Yeah. Because you also have Taysom Hill. You know, you can use him as your Swiss Army knife to kind of take some of the pressure off. You know, do some multiple back sets with quarterbacks. Pickett works for me. Little hands, which won't be as freakishly weird in New Orleans. It'll just look like he's like a costume.
I'm going to counter it with I'm going to say Willis in this spot.
You're going Willis?
I'm going to go with Willis. I think it's Willis. That's like I know what I'm talking about. Willis.
You good? You want me to give it to them then? All right. You want me to go away?
All right,
we got Ryan. We got to go.
All right, we got to go.
Ryan.
Hello.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Have a great night. Good luck to all your teams who are drafting. Unless you're in the AFC West, you can screw yourself.
All right, Taylor. Sportz
Yo,
with
what's
a Z
up?
and a T. We are
Yeah.
taking over for. Did we just have another trade? No. To clear the room, we just had a trade. The Saints are trading up to 11 with Washington for the 13th pick, a third rounder, and a sixth rounder. It's got to be for a quarterback, right? I mean,
that's what we had in our draft is at 16 that they were taking a quarterback. So I think
when we look back at what the Saints did, trade up the Eagles, we figured, okay, they have a quarterback in mind, because why else would you give up another your first rounder next year, if you're not going to have that guy in place this year? Because look, Jameis Winston is a bridge gap.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton is a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
It's got to be Malik Willis. That's what I'm thinking.
The thing is, I'm like, why are they trading up? Why are they jumping? You know, who are they jumping? They're jumping Washington. So maybe Washington, if they don't trust Carson Wentz, you think that they're maybe.
And then Minnesota.
Thank you, Levack.
Don't you have to go to Florida? Go home. Go home.
So they're jumping. They're taking Washington's spot. So is Washington not trust Carson Wentz? I don't trust Carson Wentz, but does Washington not trust Carson Wentz? But they wouldn't trade their pick if they were going for a quarterback. So who you're jumping?
So the Saints traded 16 for 98 and 120. Saints traded 16, 98, and 120
to go
up to 11.
So Houston, maybe? Are you trying to jump Houston? Like, I'm trying to figure out who they're trying to jump to get the quarterback.
A third. So they traded. So 98 is a third rounder and 120 is a fourth. To keep that in mind.
So they're not trying to jump the Eagles, probably, because the Eagles are at least going to go with Jalen Hurts for another season. They're not jumping. Well, I mean, the Vikings have Kirk Cousins, but I mean, do you think the Vikings would go for a quarterback?
I think they need a pass. I would think Jermaine Johnson. I'd pick Jermaine.
I would
Johnson
think that they think that they have a good enough roster to win or compete for a Super Bowl now and not have to go for a quarterback now. So I would assume maybe Houston is who they're trying to jump to try to get Willis. We think the pick is in.
The pick is in. I mean, look, they could go wide receiver too.
That's true. If they're trying to just get
if they go for a wide receiver, look,
if they're getting Jermaine Johnson,
you haven't had Michael Thomas. Yeah. I don't know. I have a feeling they might be going for another Ohio State wide receiver here.
Chris Olave?
They could be.
Jumping up that much, the first rounder to get to where they are, and then that all together to get Chris Olave.
It'd be malpractice. I mean, they did all this to go get Chris Olave.
I think that would be insane. That's too much, especially for a guy who, like, I mean, I like Chris Olave, but I don't like him that much. Commissioner's coming out. Roger Goodell.
They're gonna flub this.
Boo.
Or that pass rush.
I mean, yeah, pass
I
rush
wish
would
I
be.
had the sound effects like Levack.
With the 11th pick.
Why is Tony Gonzalez up there for the Saints?
Austin Eckler?
It does look like Austin Eckler. Is it Austin?
I think it is.
Why?
It's not Austin Eckler, is it?
I
Looks
don't.
like him, doesn't it?
It does look like him, but I wouldn't think it would be.
This is the worst part about the draft.
I know
Taylor.
the time before the pick,
Just give me the pick.
especially because you go
All right. All right. A lot has happened, Taylor. Since the internet crapped out on us.
Sorry, everyone.
How do we summarize here? Well, the Saints traded up to 11. And
I
took
liked
Chris
it
Olave.
better.
The Saints traded up, took Chris Olave. The Lions are traded up. They are on the clock now. And the Eagles have also traded up to 13. So a lot has – so to summarize, Olave at 11 with the Saints. The Lions pick is in now, the selection we're about to get right now. And then the Eagles are now on the clock at 13 as the Lions are about to announce their selection.
Okay, so Olave going to the Saints. That's what.
Here's the pick.
Lions moving up.
Jameson Williams, the wide receiver out of Detroit.
So
Sticks a little knife into my heart because that was the guy I wanted for the Eagles.
yes, we all know
that hurts. But again, the Lions made that big move. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have a couple nice pieces at wide receiver. They make that move not for a quarterback, but for another wide receiver. That makes no sense to me.
It's
It makes
insane
no
to me.
sense.
I think that's like, why would you move up that far for because wide receivers are boomer
So-
bust, and you only keep them for 5 years.
back-to-back head scratchers for the Saints and the Lions. They trade up. We think, okay, is this the first quarterback off the board? It's not. It's for 2 wide receivers, which, for all sense and purposes, this is a pretty deep class of wide receivers in this draft.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's
tough for
why.
me.
That's why I don't know why you would trade up so far for.
So now the 13th, the Eagles traded a 4th and 2 fifths to move to 13 from 15. They still have their 2 firsts, 2nd, and 2 thirds. So a lot of people would like to think that Jermaine Johnson could be – the Eagles do need a pass rush. Jermaine Johnson still remains on the board. The Eagles do like him. Kyle Hamilton is still on the board. They do need a safety.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's not going to be a wide receiver. Not now. Not now. That's probably where I'm leaning towards is Jermaine Johnson or Kyle Hamilton. Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Hamilton still being on the board is an intriguing pick for that. I mean, this run on wide receivers. I know that the wide receiver was supposed to be really deep and good in this draft,
Jordan Davis out of Georgia as well.
but it just it
They need a
seems
Fletcher
weird
Cox replacement, so it could be either
that
way.
I'm just weird that the Saints gave up so much to move up for not a quarterback. That's just what I'm surprised about, because I thought that quarterback would have been the way to go, especially if you're giving up that much. You're trying to build for your future. And a wide receiver, I don't think, the Saints, the Chiefs are a perfect example of, you get a wide receiver and he can be the core of your group for a while, but then eventually he's going to want to get paid. And once you pay the quarterback that you hope to eventually have, that quarterback's going to take up a huge portion of the cap. And so at that point, you can't really pay your wide receiver, or you can't afford to pay him and still have a decent enough roster around him to work with. So I don't know. If you don't have the quarterback, I don't know why you're moving up so far and giving up so much draft capital to get a wide receiver when, by the time you pick a quarterback that's going to be the quarterback of the future, you may not be able to pay that wide receiver. Which that's just how I'm looking at it. And so for the Eagles now, you're more the Eagles expert than I am.
Yeah, and I've gotten from a couple Eagles birdies.
You still don't think they're going wide receiver?
They're not.
You've
have
been looking at the Twitter.
I've been given a couple things from a couple of my Eagles people.
Your insiders, your Eagles insiders.
My little Eagles insiders. It's going to be one of the better talents left on the board.
Well, the pick is in, so we will definitely see it. I mean, he can't say who
I
he
can't
thinks
say
it is
it.
because he knows who it is.
Who do you want?
Well, can it be different than who he's getting? Like at this
It's
point,
not,
it's like
yeah.
you get what you get. So I don't like that as
Who do
much.
you think it's going to be?
Who do I think it's
Who
gonna
do
be?
you think it's going to be?
Man, I don't know.
Johnson or
I think it'll be Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton, I think he's one of the better picks on the board still. But like you said, Jermaine Johnson would be a perfect pick as well.
I don't know who Cheese Pirate 101 is, but they're supporting you. They can't hear you, but they're supporting you.
I don't know who Cheese Pirate 101 is either, but I support you listening to what I have to say, even though you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Wait,
Thank you.
Cheese Pirate, is that Megan? I think she shouted us out earlier when Levack and Goz were on. So if it's Megan, hold on, they're going to commercial with the pick. I hate when they do that.
They're going to commercial with the Eagles pick in. Brutal.
And James
Brutal.
James Dowling, he's one of our loyal listeners, the Mets fan who listens to us on his mail route.
God, I hate the Mets.
If anyone didn't know, Bryce is also a Philly fan. You know,
Shocker, right?
yeah, I know. So quite a shock.
So while we wait for this Eagles pick, Taylor, what is your biggest surprise so far as we're looking at 1 through 12?
I wish I had I should probably go to ESPN. They have a whole out for it. I gotta see them.
He says the Phillies suck.
Yeah.
Can't wait to sweep them
He's
this
probably
weekend.
right. All right. Let's see. Go to rounds. So Trayvon. I wish they listed them. Just list them.
We're gonna try some of Corey's roast.
Okay, there we go. All right. So my biggest, honestly,
I'm
it's
shocked.
the Saints.
The Saints and the Lions.
It's got to be the Saints. I mean, you're right. The Lions too. You don't have your quarterback. I mean,
Why are you trading up for wide receiver?
without a quarterback. Without a quarterback you trust, especially the Saints, because I mean, maybe you trust. It's Jameson Winston still in the Saints, right?
Yeah, James is their quarterback.
So I mean, if you're going with Jameson Winston, I mean, maybe you trust Jameson Winston. I know one of our listeners who usually listens to our show, Quinn. Shout out to Quinn. He is a big Jameson Winston believer. So maybe if you think that Michael Thomas is coming back, you run with Chris Olave and Michael Thomas, and with Jameson Winston, hope that he doesn't throw 30 picks in a season, and maybe you can trust him to because the Saints have a good roster outside of the quarterback position, which is like the big question mark. You got Kamara, you got Michael Thomas if he ever plays. Now you got Chris Olave. You got, you have an offense minus maybe the quarterback who can put some things together. And if you believe in Jameson Winston to go forward as your quarterback, maybe this is why they think that they have enough to go for it. But I don't know why you give up so much,
Well,
to get Chris Olave.
And that's the point. Like, not only did they do what they did tonight, but to be in that position, they had to give up next year's first-round pick to the Eagles.
Exactly. That's what I'm
For
saying.
Chris Olave?
And so, the time where you could maybe get your quarterback if you're bad this year, you were giving it up to the Eagles.
Thank you.
It could
Thank
be.
you, Saints.
It could be a top 10 pick if the Saints are bad.
Well, I
And
really
then
think
Jalen
it's going to be. I really think it's going to be. If you're relying on Jameis Winston and or Andy Dalton with not a very good defense at all, and a rookie wide receiver and a Michael Thomas who hasn't played football in 2 years, they're going to be a top 10 pick next year.
Probably. I mean, I can still see them because it's football and you don't really know from year to year. The Saints still have a good roster. The defense is good, I would say. It's not great. It's good. It's decent. You just need, the offense to go with it. And so if you can put something good together with – if Thomas comes back, I don't – not playing football for so long, it's not like I don't think that Thomas can be a good wide receiver because he was great before. So I think that he'll still be good. And pairing him with Chris Olave, still Chris Olave wouldn't have been my pick. I would have picked Johnson at that point. If you're going up that far, you might as well just go for it and pick who is possibly the best wide receiver in the class. Unless they specifically like something about Chris Olave, I just don't get it. And then, the Lions moving up doesn't make a ton of sense, but at least you're getting a top talent with that pick.
We got the Eagles pick officially coming up.
Jameson Williams going to the
Lions.
Yeah, the Lions. At least you're getting a top wide receiver in the class. So at least you're getting that top talent. Otherwise, you would have been picking, 32nd, and who knows, you would have got that.
Well, we got the Eagles pick now, so
Do you know what it is? Did you look it
I
up?
do know what it is.
Okay, so you do know what it is.
I
but-
do. I do.
I'll be surprised though. I don't know.
Well,
There's
they're doing a whole
there's
other
things
intro
going
again.
on. You know, people who are there to give out the fake and whatnot. I don't know who these people. I can't really hear
The
it.
people.
I can
The
just,
people
the people.
doing
The
the
people doing the thing.
Yeah.
They're doing.
God, Taylor.
I don't think they're Make-A-Wish, but they seem to be like
No, the Giants guy was the Make-A-Wish, and boy,
Yeah.
was he excited.
he was hyped. He got me hyped.
He got me
He's
hyped.
like wanted me fist bumping like
Got-
Jersey Shore.
Got
over
me
there.
hyped to watch the fourth place New York Giants. It's about the most energy you'll see out of the Giants all year. Jordan Davis.
That's who you wanted.
Fletcher Cox replacement right there. Jordan Davis out of Georgia. The kid is absolute beast. 6'6", 341 pounds. He is an absolute run stuffer. But the Eagles really believe that he's going to be more than that. They think he could be the next Fletcher Cox. You know, Fletcher Cox coming back on the one-year deal towards the twilight of his career. They need that big presence back on the defensive line for the next great Eagles defensive line. This is the anchor right here. This is the anchor. I love this pick because not only do they have that building block for the years to come on that defensive line, but they still kept their 18th pick, Tail, moving up for this guy. This was a guy that they wanted. They got up ahead of where they thought was going to take Jordan Davis. I don't know if it's going to be Baltimore. I think Baltimore could be in a guy like Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton's still on the board. I believe that's who we had them taking Stingley. But I think they're going to be looking for secondary help. But Jordan Davis is definitely a guy that I think this is going to be huge for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a great pick, and like you said, a pick for Fletcher Cox, a replacement for him because he is getting up there in age, and you don't know how long he's going to be with the Eagles. Very much longer. Solid pick, I think. I mean, you can never hurt with having more on the defensive line. As I stated, if anyone listened to our last podcast on Tuesday, came on Wednesday. I like building a football team out from the offensive defensive lines out. I think that the battle in the trenches is how you win. And so, yeah, that's a great pick. I mean, he's a huge man.
He's a
look at him
behemoth.
right now.
He is a massive human being.
Yeah.
If anything, just plugging him in the middle of that defensive line. I mean, especially think about it this year, Taylor. I mean, combining him with Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave, putting this guy in,
Can't hurt.
woo,
It certainly can't hurt.
woo, that,
I mean,
good luck running on the Philadelphia Eagles this year.
I mean, that's the idea, and especially like
Nation's top defensive player this year, won the Chuck Bednarik Award.
yeah, and I mean, he's a good pick. He's definitely a solid pick. I think
Look
you're
at
happy
that.
with it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I just
But
didn't think
6'6",
one. I mean, if you
341.
look at our mock draft, Jordan Davis was in our top 10. I didn't think the Eagles had a shot at a guy like Jordan Davis. I mean, yeah, I'm upset that they didn't get the wide receiver that I expected. I expected at least one of Olave, Wilson, or Jameson Williams to be there at 13.
Yeah.
I really did. But hey, the Eagles got their guy. A lot of people thought it could have been Jermaine Johnson. A lot of people thought maybe Kyle Hamilton with the wide receivers gone. Excuse me. But Jordan Davis is the guy. I like it.
Yeah,
I like
we had Jordan Davis in our mock draft going 10th to the Jets.
Okay, the Eagles have traded up again.
To where?
The Eagles have traded up
To
again.
the next pick. Oh,
Baltimore's picking up 14. The Eagles have traded up to 15.
okay. Okay.
What do you mean why? What do you mean why?
Why?
Because they have.
Get more.
Can you get the Giants fan out of here, please? Your night's done. Go home. Your night is done. Go home.
You could have waited until 18 to get who you're going to get.
So wait. So when are the Eagles picking at 17? 15. Okay. Oh, because they moved up already.
So we got Baltimore at
Now they're
14
moving
right
up
now,
again.
and the Eagles have moved up to 15.
Okay. Which they would have picked that anyway if they hadn't traded that pick
Correct.
to get up to what was it? 12? 13. I gotta run all this shit down. Got too much going on, too many trades. That's the one thing you can't predict when we do these mock drafts. Is
The
like,
Eagles traded 15, 124, 162, and 166 to Houston for 13.
all right.
Or no, that's the old draft. That's the old trade. What am I doing?
Yeah, I don't know what you're
I
doing.
don't know.
So who are they taking at 15?
Oh, no, the Texans are drafting at 15. Who did the Eagles trade up for?
What is going on?
What's going on here?
We can't keep track of all
Well,
this.
the thing is, the world is ahead of the broadcast. So these trades are happening. The picks are in. Like, we know picks 2 picks down the road.
We know that Baltimore is picking now, and the pick is in.
We know the pick.
We know that. Yeah, I mean, if you look at Twitter, yes, you would also know the pick.
But
as
that's
well.
how I knew the Eagles moved up.
Yeah, exactly. So
Nobody knows. Do what you want.
There's only 9 people watching.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
all right. So who did we have the Baltimore picking at the spot?
We had Stingley. We had them taking
All right, we
Stingley.
had taking them Stingley. So I would think Kyle Hamilton probably is the pick here, right?
I would assume so.
Because our theory for picking for them picking Stingley there was the fact that they could always use some more help in the secondary. So probably Kyle Hamilton because he's probably the best secondary piece on the board right now, I would think.
Here we go. Kyle Hamilton.
There it is.
Good call.
There it is.
Good call.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, we knew it was going to be secondary help. We didn't know if it was going to be Kyle Hamilton. We didn't know if the corners were going to slip. That did not happen. It turned out that
obviously
Derek
Sauce.
Stingley was the first corner off the board, not even Sauce Gardner.
True.
But Kyle Hamilton does not get out of the top 15. He goes to Baltimore at 14, which is a great pick for them.
Yeah. No.
And we talked about this on our podcast the past week that, whatever Baltimore gets is going to be a great shot in the arm because this is a team that's ready to make a Super Bowl run. They just had a bunch of injuries last year and got unfortunate, and that's why they missed the playoffs at such a high pick. Kyle Hamilton to a defense that's going to be pretty good. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, it's not so much as a rebuild at all for Baltimore. It's a reload. It's a you get your players back that were injured last year.
Okay, and we just got a big trade. The Ravens are trading Hollywood Brown to the Arizona Cardinals. So that happened.
Okay.
The Ravens are trading Hollywood Brown and pick 100 to the Cardinals for the 23rd overall pick.
Okay.
So we got a lot of Taylor, we are in the midst of absolute bedlam.
I
right
know.
now.
You threw us into this, guys, and we're in the fire.
I hope you guys are enjoying your beers.
Tom Brady just got traded.
Levack's soul is here, but his body is on the
Hollywood Brown is now
Oh,
an Arizona Cardinal,
Black
which
soul.
I
So
think
loud,
honestly is a great pick or a great trade for the
And the Eagles. So the report that came out that the Eagles trade back up again is wrong. They are staying at 18. However,
This is why you don't read Twitter.
However, I will say this, Taylor, you are onto something with the Commanders and the wide receiver position.
You think so?
I do. And I am going to be crushed by the pick. Just throwing that out there.
Oh,
You
so
could probably put
already
two.
know who the
You
pick
could
is?
probably put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Yeah.
At your size, you'd be crushed by a medium-sized dog.
Thank you. Okay.
I like what Chris you're on. Taylor, I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah, Taylor, I have no idea what you're talking about, but you're doing great, kid. You're doing awesome out there. Guys, if you want to step right in, come on in. Come on in as Taylor takes a little potty break.
What's up, man? Hey.
Oh, you throw us
So,
into bedlam.
I did, man. You guys had the misconnection there at some point, and then all of a sudden we get back and you have all the. I hope this sounds well. I don't have headphones on. I have no confidence with my voice now.
You sound fantastic.
All right,
You sound fantastic.
It's a special life.
It is,
Hollywood
that's my
Brown to the Cardinals. They're really loading up that offense.
Here's the thing with Hollywood Brown. Was he ever as good as they hoped in Baltimore?
No. Yeah.
Like,
Well,
just
because he
never-
couldn't be a wide receiver one.
Yeah.
And that's why you continue to see them draft wide receivers in the forms of DuVernay and you put Hollywood Brown next to DeAndre Hopkins, and that's deadly.
There it is. Look, the pick is in. Kyle Hamilton. I forgot to change that for you guys. Sorry about that.
That's Yeah,
I got a picture too here,
Established.
Bryce. Look at this. I
you
got
have pictures?
I got pictures. As
I
well.
love pictures.
I was really excited about these later, and then I realized.
Oh, you did great. You got me really excited, and then we had an internet issue.
That's right.
Forgot about it.
Taylor also has a Max. I don't know how to scroll. So, all right, I'm out of the seat. Bye. Good job, guys.
You did it, yeah. So Taylor, I was talking to Goz a little bit about this, but think about this Cardinals offense now with Hollywood Brown next to DeAndre Hopkins, and
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely a retool or
it's a retool because they lost Christian Kirk, but
yeah, but like Christian Kirk,
Texans
Hollywood
win.
Brown, I think that's
Kenyon Green, the guard, they're building up that. Hey, got to protect Davis Mills, am I right?
I like you, Cady. You killed Taylor. I hope you're happy.
all right.
I do that once or twice a show.
No, but
Chris is gonna be pissed.
as I have said,
Why did we lose our comments? What happened?
multiple. I don't know. God's messing around with.
Goz?
We got it. We got
Stop
it.
fucking.
I'm back.
Me and my shot.
Yeah. So as for the Cardinals' offense is going to be pretty good. I do like Hollywood Brown. I think he's a speedster on the other side. It's a great. I think honestly an upgrade over Christian Kirk, at least a little bit. Like Hollywood Brown might not be the best route runner or the best.
You don't even have a Kenyon Green banner here, Goz. That's a reach. Reach.
is a great pick for the Cardinals. And then this pick, Kenyon Green, I'm all for bolstering your offensive line. I've said it 1,000 times. I think you build from the offensive line out. So, yeah, at a team that needs everything, start with the offensive line. That's a decent pick. I like Kenyon Green.
I'm crushed at this next pick. I am absolutely devastated. The pick is in for the Washington Commanders for our good friend Carson Wentz.
Our good friend, yeah. Sure.
Now it's not just one; it's now two.
Yeah, he's now burnt 2 people on the same podcast. Can you believe it?
That's a pretty impressive feat. It should be the top thing on his player card. Broke Sportz with a Z and T.
Yeah, for real.
Carson, my baby Carson.
So now I gotta try to figure out what
I mean?
Yeah, what pick they could have taken that is crushing you. I mean, you had what do you have? Devin Lloyd for the second pick for Philly. So is it?
No, it's not Devin Lloyd. No.
It's not Devin Lloyd. Okay. Is it offense or defense?
It's offense.
It's offense.
Yeah, it's offense.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know who it is.
Yeah, I know.
Should I say it to everyone? It's Jahan Dotson, isn't it? It's the Penn State guy who.
I'm sick of Penn Staters going to teams I hate.
First Saquon Barkley, now
Saquon to
this.
the Giants, Parsons to the Cowboys, now Jahan Dotson to the Commanders. I'm over it.
That's how you really feel.
I love it. I love it.
It hurts. I mean, we have
teams.
Miles Sanders, which is cool, but I'm over it, man. Like, stop. I told you Jahan Dotson was going to the first round. I told you.
You did, yeah.
I had him going to the Packers.
You had him going to the Packers. You had the Packers at 22 taking Jahan Dotson. But I mean, it makes sense for them because we did predict that they were going to do wide receiver.
Doesn't make it okay.
It doesn't make it okay. That is mostly true. But as for the Commanders, like we talked about on the podcast, for those who listen to the podcast,
Chargers at
It
17,
was-
Eagles at 18 after that.
it makes sense for them if they're going to go all in on Carson Wentz that they
Yeah, you got to
surround him with
surround him.
as many
Yeah, you
weapons
do.
as you can.
Yeah,
and
you do.
Terry McLaurin
Yeah.
and Jahan Dotson is a potent offense. I'll give you that. As much in the wide receiver core, that's
I
potent.
think that. I mean, there's talk they might be shopping Terry.
there was talk, but if he hasn't moved
Well, he's not.
this
No,
great-
I'm not saying he's moving this year, but I mean, there could be issues when it comes to contract negotiations next offseason when it's time for a new contract.
That's the problem that I brought up a couple of picks ago, where you have to pay your guys eventually. So getting a wide receiver before you get your quarterback is, like, in theory, a good idea. Have your offense before you get the leader of your offense, but eventually you have to pay your wide receiver. Usually after you pay your quarterback, and you can't pay both usually if they're a good wide receiver.
Fortunately for the Commanders, the Colts are still paying the majority of Carson Wentz's salary.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's true. I think they took on most.
Did they end up taking on most of it?
We don't have to pay we have to pay like $2 million, which is like nothing.
It's the one right thing they did. I love how they show Commanders fans and can't even show them with jerseys because nobody knows what to wear.
That's fair.
It's just a whole bunch of bleh.
I mean, I didn't see anyone. Wearing
congrats to Jihad Dotson, though. He made history. He's the first ever pick the Washington Commanders ever made.
That is true.
See, I could always twist it into a nice little fairy tale.
Yeah, we know that. You can always twist Philly shit into that nice little.
You shut your mouth.
At least your Sixers won tonight.
They did. Hey. It's on. It is on, my man.
It is on.
I mean, we really are going to have a WWE fight. It is officially Sixers and Heat in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Let's go.
So, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Do we have our first sports bet?
We're gonna have to figure it out. We're gonna have to figure something out.
We might have to figure out a bet because it's good enough.
We'll worry about that next week. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The Washington Commanders
has a good bet for us.
The Washington Commanders with the 16th pick will be taking Jihad Dotson. I know that's a little bit of a spoiler for some people. I apologize. If you don't like it being spoiled, then tough luck.
Yeah, you gotta stay off Twitter if you're trying to watch this draft because all the tweets.
Eagles get what? I think if Jermaine Johnson is still there, they go after him. Because Jermaine Johnson is slipping. Really beef up that defensive line.
Just now. I mean, that would be a good way for the Eagles to solidify. I mean, if you just keep refueling that offense and that defensive line, get up there, John Johnson. Although we already knew. Stop looking at your damn phone. I'm going to slap your phone out of your hand.
Johnson's pick.
The Eagles just made a trade. Breaking news. The Eagles have acquired A.J. Brown from the Titans. Boom! Whoa. Let's go!
Wow. I'm going to give you a high five.
Let's go! A.J. Brown is a Philadelphia Eagle.
Wow. What a move.
I don't care.
So the Eagles get A.J.
Oh,
Brown, a top
my
wide receiver
goodness.
to pair with Javonte
Blockbuster
Smith.
Titans are planning to trade A.J. Brown to the Eagles. Return compensation. They are sending the 18th pick and pick 101 to the Titans for A.J. Brown. That's it? That's it? The 18th pick and 101 for A.J. Brown?
I did not anticipate that.
Too bad there's nobody throwing the ball.
I don't have anything to throw at them. They took all the sharp objects away from me.
If you throw like Hurts, I'm safe. You got me about 5 points.
Yeah.
That's an awesome
Yeah. Shut up, Corey.
Now we just need the Colts to make a big splashy pick. Go get Deebo Samuel, Colts. Let's go. Oh my God, I'm all in on it. Let's go. As Bryce is furiously texting his Eagles friends and everything else, tweeting whatever he's doing. I mean, a great trade for the Eagles. I don't even care who they get at this point because, I mean, you're going to get – oh, Charger selection is in. Zion Johnson. Okay.
All right.
Okay. That's a good pick.
So, question for you
To
guys.
solidify the interior of that offensive line for the Chargers, I mean, they have Justin Herbert. You want to protect him. So you're obviously going to go with an offensive lineman who I really like. I think we had Zion Johnson falling a bit to the Bills at pick 25, but I really didn't think he was going to go that.
Oh my God! How does Aaron Rodgers? Why did Green Bay?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, why did Green Bay?
Oh man, what a
Well, Green Bay is probably going to go wide receiver, I think.
what a day! The Phillies won. The Sixers beat the Raptors. The Eagles get AJ Brown. Howie Roseman, I love you. I'm in a great mood. Taylor, let's take this home. Let's take this home. What the Colts do? Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, we have Matt Ryan. That's what we have. We have Matt Ryan. And hopefully we get another.
You look at the. I mean, if you look at the Chargers and Zion Johnson, though, I do like that you got to protect Herbert a little more. Their offensive line did break down a little bit as the season went on. You have Austin Eckler in the backfield. I like this pick, and we talked about Zion Johnson with potentially with the Bills. I mean, they run a similar offense. Herbert's not as mobile, but you still have the same concept. I like this pick. I like this pick a lot.
Yeah, exactly. You like this pick. I mean, any lineman, I think, is a good pick, especially these top guys, because they're going to be so impactful for teams. I'm kind of surprised that Linderbaum hasn't gone yet, or Linderbaum. I didn't think that he was going to fall as far as he has so far. I expect him to go pretty soon.
AJ Brown to the Eagles.
Levack's a little behind.
I do have a little
As per normal.
I have a little behind.
He's slow. Okay, it's okay. You gotta be nice.
But yeah.
Oh,
As the Chargers go, the Bills had to get. We were talking about the Bills getting them because they're a good team and they can only be better if they add more in. The Chargers are a good team. They're going to be competitive. They're going to compete for one of those top spots in the AFC next year. And having Zion Johnson as their interior guard is going to be nice. And he's flexible. He might be able to move on either side. So I think that it's a good pick.
Then there's the official trade on the screen. The Tennessee Titans receive 18 and third round pick for A.J. Brown to go to the Philadelphia Eagles.
And now I'm really interested.
Let me tell you what, for A.J. Brown, that's all you're giving up? That's it?
That's why I'm interested to see who they're planning on taking with the 18th pick. Because obviously that was the thing.
Traylon Burks?
Maybe, but I guess it's one of those situations where you don't want to pay the wide receiver that you're going to have to pay. So you go with, at least the Eagles can pay him now if they want, and then they don't have to pay Smith for another couple of years, like the big money.
Well, and now you have that guy to pair with Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
So you're not asking Devontae Smith to be everything for that Eagles wide receiver. It was Devontae Smith and nothing else. You don't have to rely on Jalen Rager anymore.
You like that?
Got her.
Ice cold take right here.
A.J. Brown isn't going on the trade block.
Vrabel, how wrong you
Someone
were.
should probably call Mike Vrabel's household and make sure all the sharp objects are
Freezing cold takes. Yeah.
I'm back. Look, I knew the Eagles wanted A.J. Brown, but I thought as the draft came and nothing happened, I thought it was done.
It works because you have the two superstar-ish. I mean, A.J. Brown and Devontae, obviously. I mean, A.J. Brown you kind of really call a superstar. Like, he's definitely a star, and Devontae Smith is a rising star. So you pair them, at least for now, with Jalen Hurts being on. He's still on his rookie contract, right? I mean, he's only, 2 years in now at this point? So he's still on his rookie contract. You don't have to pay him yet. So you don't really know if you have to pay Jalen Hurts yet because you might move on from him anyway. So you have Jalen Hurts on a rookie contract. You have Devontae Smith before you have to really pay him. You have A.J. Brown, who's on the cusp of being paid, but still.
I mean, you didn't make the trade to not pay.
Exactly. You're paying A.J. Brown, but you have enough of a young core on their rookie contracts that you can afford to do that at this point.
And you know why I think
and they grew up.
You know why I think it waited till now to make this trade is because they were eyeing Jameson Williams. They were eyeing one of these guys, and when it didn't happen, they were like, okay, Tennessee, we'll do it.
45. And now I want to see who Tennessee is taking the 18. If they're taking another wide receiver, I understand you don't want to pay your
AJ
star.
Brown, and there you go.
Maybe you
AJ
can
Brown gets a new 4-year deal for $100 million, 57 of it guaranteed.
Once again,
Wow.
Christian Kirk reset the market.
Okay.
Christian Kirk reset the market for wide receivers.
Christian Kirk did.
Kirk,
When he was at again?
Reset the market.
Christian Kirk.
Yeah, but
Once he was at Jaguars.
you might not have paid.
Jack Collins.
You might not have paid AJ Brown as much if Christian Kirk hadn't gotten the contract that he did.
I can't wait to bring that up on
The good old Jaguars.
What you're saying. Let's do the
that's wow. Wow. What a day. What a day.
What a day for you. I really hope the Colts do something, but I know they won't.
They won't.
They'll pick it.
They don't even have a pick, Taylor.
They have a
can't
second
do
round
anything.
pick. They have picks in the future. They could trade if they wanted to, but they won't because Chris Ballard is the most
You see
conservative
you see how
GM in the
quick-
league.
You see how quick I get them?
God.
John Wilson's whole life.
It's like all I this to the later like
Of course it is. Because you push the right buttons, and then you got me yelling. And everyone who has to turn down their mics, their headphones, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Tennessee Titans record against Indianapolis Colts.
I hope the Tennessee Titans whiff on this
Bud Light
pick
tastes
because
really good.
they're in my division, and I
Bud
hate
Light
them.
tastes
And I
great.
hate them, and I need another beer.
Colts didn't put very much against the Titans.
the very nice lady behind the bar will
Is
be
that my
glad to
beer
give
over
you.
there? I need that. That's not yours.
I think that is yours.
Yeah, I think that is mine too. Thank you.
He's
Thank you,
cranky.
guys. Thank you,
He's
guys.
cranky.
I need.
I could use another Bud Light, please. Thank
I
you.
think we need Pat McAfee in your-
Especially if I'm next to Grumpy over here.
I don't need
I
him.
love Pat McAfee. He's the best punter that's ever lived. I have his jersey.
We didn't have to put
Not a
very
real
much against
jersey.
Tennessee.
Not a real jersey
No
because
idea
he's a
who I am.
punter. I didn't pay for a real jersey punter jersey, but I did get a. Oh, Titan Selection is in. Who is it? I have no idea. I have no idea. Who the fuck.
You're nuts.
What is like? Traylon Burks. So you're right. So
So
they got
I didn't even
Traylon
know
Burks,
that. I didn't even look.
No,
I
you just guessed.
Yeah.
which means that they're just trading in, not paying AJ.
Yeah, they
Brown
don't want to pay
for-
AJ. They
for
got
Traylon Burks.
Yep.
And hoping that he can fill the void that they just left. I mean,
At that point, why not just keep AJ Brown if you don't want to just don't sign him?
I don't know, man. I mean,
What is that?
he can
I
always
can't hear.
he can always just sit out if he
I'm
says
saying,
just
at that
not
point,
pay
if it's
him.
in contract, if it's in signing thing, it's like he was a free agent right now. He's still a year left.
Who, AJ Brown?
Yeah, wouldn't you just keep AJ Brown
I mean,
for
he
1
could.
year?
If they
Could sit out if he wanted to.
maybe they knew he wasn't coming back.
And also, like, at least you got Traylon Burks for a couple of
And I will say this:
They
Jalen
just decided
Hurts,
Julio Jones was more valuable than AJ Brown.
Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown have spent the past 2 off seasons working out together.
Yeah.
So
Also,
there was something there.
I mean, you keep Julio Jones because he's probably going to be cheaper than AJ Brown because AJ Brown's in his
Yeah, it doesn't make
prime.
a difference to your salary cap this year.
Yeah.
All your contracts are already set in
But
for
they're
this year.
thinking down the road. Down the road, you're going to have Burks for a couple years.
In that division, though, the Titans should be thinking right now.
Of course they should because the Colts are thinking right now. I guarantee you that. And so if the
You're in
Titans
a
want
division
to
where 2 of the 3 teams you face are hopeless. I'm thinking right now.
Exactly. AFC South is an easy division to win. I'll admit it. I don't care. And
So
the Colts should
so-
win
so-
the division this year.
so-
I think.
let's go through. So there were 2 big trades for wide receivers. Arizona gave up pick 23 and for Hollywood Brown and pick 100. The Eagles got AJ Brown for pick 18 and 101. Arizona, what are you doing? Because good for Philly and Baltimore.
I don't really think. I don't know if is it Arizona? What are you doing, or is it Tennessee? What are you doing? Like, because the first one,
a good way to
the
look
first
at
one
it,
went
too.
first because the Arizona trade went first. So at that point, if you're Tennessee, you're sitting there and you're like, unless you're dying to get rid of him for something, anything. If the Eagles were the only ones to call and be like, let's do this trade right now. If they're the only ones doing it, then yeah, I guess you do it because it's better than giving him up for nothing. But other than that, yeah, I agree with you. Like,
I'm just looking at what the Cardinals had to give up for Hollywood Brown and what the Eagles gave up for AJ Brown.
Yeah.
the Eagles gave up less for more.
Yeah.
By the same token, though, I never believed the Hollywood Browns are the true number one.
No.
I bring them in as a number 2 alongside DeAndre Hopkins.
But that even puts more into my argument because what is Arizona doing, giving up that much for Hollywood Brown?
Yeah, I
Saints pick is in at 19, by the way, as we near our end.
I would think this would be a quarterback. I thought their last pick was going to be a quarterback. So at this point,
Ray, I
think
accept
it's gonna be a
you.
quarterback. Probably Willis.
The
That's
movie's
what
already
we
done. I'll
had
accept
them,
it, Ray.
the Saints taking with their first pick. We had them taking Malik Willis, so I still think that they're going to be taking Malik
And they're
Willis
not
at this
leaking.
point.
They're not leaking the picks anymore.
Are they?
No, they
Well,
haven't. They
That's
haven't.
good. I like that. I hate when they leak the picks.
At least they did it for the Eagles.
I mean, I like
Because they're all too busy breaking down all the trades that went down.
Leaking trades is one thing.
I'm
but
fine
leaking
with that,
picks-
but I hate this. And the
I
NFL
hate
never used. It was always the NBA, but the NFL never used to.
Oh,
be
the
like
NBA is so bad. You'll get it like the draft starts. The NBA at like 8 o'clock. At like 4 o'clock,
You know the first
you'll
five
know
picks.
the first couple picks.
But the
they
way they word it,
Yeah, I was gonna say
they are
won't-
significantly
Yeah.
interested
Yeah.
in.
They
Oh,
won't.
no.
They won't say for sure who's picking.
The
They'll
New
be like,
Orleans Pelicans are significantly interested in Zion Williams, and if Zion Williams is Zion Williamson is the first overall pick for the New Orleans Pelicans, the Memphis Grizzlies are significantly interested in and will consider taking John Morant.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's like just tell us if you know. Just tell us. Don't be like that. Don't be beating around the bush, being like, oh, it's highly probable that if this happens, then yeah, we might have Zion Williamson picking. But yeah, no, I think they do that just because they don't want to get in trouble for literally just leaking the pick right away because they obviously know it beforehand. I think the NBA and the NFL should crack down on that and be like, all right, you can't tweet this. I know that, controlling Twitter is free rights violations, whatever. But I just think it ruins the product of watching the draft on TV.
Thank you, guys.
Celebratory beer for it. There you
Yeah.
Woo!
Because I don't want to know the pick before I know the pick. I don't care about trades and stuff. Trades are one thing.
Now, do you know what really sounds weird? My wife is going to be so confused tonight. Thank you. Is going to be really upset with me tonight because all I'm going to want to talk about on the drive home is the fact that the Eagles trade for AJ Brown. She's going to shut the fuck up.
Oh, she's going to be like me?
Pack everything into a fucking
And all of our listeners?
Well,
all the time?
No, our listeners love me. Our listeners love my greatness. That is Philadelphia sports. They feel bad for you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
They really do.
I'm sure
You're a
they do.
Heat fan and a Colts fan.
I have to listen to you, so they feel bad for me, right?
No, that's not where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Just walking in.
The Saints pick at 19 is in.
Malik Willis? Quarterback?
Wouldn't that be some? Can we have one quarterback go off the board?
I mean, it's not a quarterback draft. We know this. We know this. Trevor Penning! Trevor Penning. No quarterbacks off the board.
I'm convinced Kenny Pickett's going at 20. I'm convinced.
No,
And I have no way of. That's just my gut.
Yeah.
I did pick that. Kenny Pickett to the Steelers. Good call, Corey.
That is okay.
Where's your nuts? I want some salty nuts. Yours specifically, Corey.
Corey's salty nuts. I think the Green Bay is going to pick a quarterback. That'd just be so funny.
They already have Jordan Love.
I don't care. Trade Jordan Love and pick another quarterback just to piss off Aaron Rodgers even more.
Thank you. Thank you, Corey.
You got a shot of nuts.
I like Corey's nuts. In your mouth? Yes.
Delicious.
Corey's nuts are actually pretty good. I'll have to say.
Absolutely delicious.
It's great radio.
Trevor
Penning,
though? That confuses me a little bit.
Or they go away.
Well, I mean, they want to strike
Because they had so many other needs.
Or they go home.
I mean, they have a lot of needs, but
Yeah, not quite.
picking wide receiver and then And then Penning.
After making all those trades, like we thought there was going to be a franchise quarterback in the play here at some point.
Yeah.
Saints didn't do it. They didn't do it.
It just surprises me that like the trade up for Chris Olave is just so weird. Like they moved up that much. Like Trevor Penning makes sense. Makes sense for the Saints to pick him without trading up again. I thought the Saints could have kicked a lineman like Trevor Penning. That would have made more sense than taking Chris Olave with the first
Steelers pick is in. The Steelers pick is in.
That was quick.
That was quick. They know who they want. I guarantee you it's Kenny Pickett.
I think it might be Pickett. First quarterback.
I guarantee it's Pickett. Guys, thoughts? Pickett?
He's the best quarterback in the draft. Pittsburgh connection. He played better than everybody else.
You think you think he is the best quarterback in the draft?
Willis underachieved, Howell underachieved.
But he's got small hands.
He's got that small hand. He's also 43.
We know how we feel about small hands.
You know what they say?
And your balls are bigger.
Oh, God.
I would say it's Randy Pickett or Jermaine Johnson, who's still on the board.
Yeah, this is quite the slide for Jermaine Johnson, who a lot of people thought were going to be he could be a potential top 10 pick.
Yeah.
This is
I'm surprised that Goz didn't think that Malik Willis is the best quarterback in the board, or at least the most potential. I mean, I think it makes sense.
Like I said, it sounds weird to say. As my wife comes in. Hey, hooray. Take the mask off and show the war scar.
Oh. Uh-oh. More stuff.
Oh, she got the Puerto Rican sunburn.
Oh, my God, JR.
Right.
So she's like, I'm wearing a
That's
mask.
gotta be hey.
I'm like, no, not because I care about COVID.
I don't care about COVID.
That's not
My sunburn. COVID.
Nice.
I really want to see the Steelers pick, Taylor. I really think it's
I was
going to
going
be
to say the pick is in, but the pick was in like 2 seconds after they were on the clock. So they must have been really sure of who they were going to pick.
It's got to be Pickett.
I mean,
has
Pickett
to
makes
be
the most
Pickett.
sense. The pick connection, Pickett to Pittsburgh, it all makes sense.
Pittsburgh Steelers selected Jack Owen,
The
quarterback.
Steelers are one of the most QB-needy teams in the league, if not the most QB-needy teams in the league.
Draft Sam Howell. What is going on?
My email just pops up randomly, just ignore it.
I'm like, what?
No, it's fine. Listen, there were rumors that the Heat were, the Colts were gonna trade up
But they have Mitch Trubisky.
for someone, but I just don't. I don't see them doing that.
Well, Malik.
No, I'm talking about the Colts.
They don't have enough to talk about. Who would they trade up with? At this point.
I don't know. Wide receiver? Pickens, maybe? I mean, I feel like they could probably get Pickens at 42 if they just let him drop. Not that they even want him because everything's over. Immature and not ready. But
first round, they're sitting there at 23.
Who the hell is that? Figure it out. Look at them today, Junior.
thank you, Field Yates,
You know what?
breaking down the Eagles.
We don't need
Turn
it.
Carson Wentz into an extra first round and turn that extra first round into A.J. Brown.
The Eagles turned Carson Wentz into A.J. Brown. That is the greatest thing I've ever heard. That is the best tweet. Thank you, Field Yates. Thank you.
I hate it.
Here are the Steelers. The pick is in. Roger Goodell is at the stand. Last thought, it's got to be Kenny Pickett, right?
Probably.
If it's not, I'll be very surprised.
Oh, well, or
I mean,
And
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised
Franco
because
Harris, a
we
Penn
kept
State legend, is alongside him to
keep
announce the pick.
thinking
last
that
Penn State legend
it's
is
going to be a quarterback, but
Somebody give me a sharp object to throw at Franco. Please.
Franco. Quarterback.
How do you pronounce corral?
The Immaculate Reception.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wait, that's
Josh,
that's great. You're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Back Reception and Raider.
Just tell me.
That's smart. That's turning the knife a little bit.
That's super petty.
What was that?
And the pick, maybe? Maybe?
Oh my God.
Wow. I don't know how I'm in my wheelchair, but hello.
Good God. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
How many shots has he done?
Kenny Pickett is officially the first quarterback off the board. He goes 20 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He stays in the Steel City. I mean, it was too obvious. It was too obvious of an option.
You couldn't have written a better
Um,
if it was fiction. That the pink quarterback goes to Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh picks Pickett.
Wow. You watched that. All right, thank you. Catch you later. Be good. Behave yourself.
You'll enjoy your nuts.
Enjoy those.
At this point, forget the apartment. Just stay on
Salty
the
nuts.
We got
Very
you.
good.
Take this townhouse.
Keep in mind, we still have 12 picks.
Are you crying? Are you crying?
Yep.
There's no crying.
There's no crying.
There's no crying in the NFL draft.
Kenny Pickett to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They needed a quarterback, and by God, they got one. Whether he's good or not
By God, they got one.
remains to be seen. But they needed something. I mean, obviously, with the tragic passing of Dwayne Haskins, he's not going to be.
Well, yeah, so yeah, you have Mitch Trubisky, and they needed an option. They don't have a veteran quarterback there. You needed a backup quarterback. And it's going to be Kenny Pickett until they realize Mitch Trubisky can no longer let the boat float, and now it's going to be Kenny Pickett's show. I think Kenny Pickett needs to sit for a good while. I don't think he's NFL ready.
I mean, I don't think any of these quarterbacks who were coming out this draft were going to be NFL ready. No, if they were, they would have gone first pick, or obviously first pick.
But they would have.
They would have gone second pick.
I mean, seeing a draft that doesn't see a quarterback go until 20 just is absolutely ridiculous. He opened our laptop and got into the stream.
He's not on a laptop.
Or he's on his phone. He just hacked the stream.
He's the boss. He's the.
I know.